All right, and we're live. Here we are, finally. I thought it was going like for 2 minutes there. I had started, but now everything's set up and going. But here we are. Got lots of good information to go through today. Tried to put some stuff together already. And, not everybody on here has to be for GME, but here we are. Ryan Song says, "Just don't dance." Mahari, hi, hello. Thank you all for being here. Nathan, Tetron the Beast. Nathan, you're my man. Thank you for being here. Mike H, Meet Kevin dropped a video saying confirmed bailout. Yes, we'll definitely go ahead and look into that. Much needed Sunday stream. Facts. Sir Moist bonuses check. Stock sold check. Okay, wait and call in chapter 7. It's crazy, Sir Moist. Thank you for being here. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the first thing. Monetary policy. Definitely think that's important. We're going to compare that to fiscal policy. This should be on top. Thank you very much. There we go. So this will. No, 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 no. All learning process. There we go. Perfect. Okay, this was from ChatGPT, and I thought these were actually pretty good explanations. So that I'll kind of touch on later. But first, I think we should start with like the Federal Reserve's release today. Anyone heard this? What is up, brothers? Thank you, Denzel, for being here. Right, something they're bailing out depositors, not the bank. Average person anxious. GME holder looking forward to the crash. Facts. It's a whole crazy thing that's going on, and I definitely want to just preface everything by saying, at the end of the day, I'm no genius, nor am I ever trying to present you with like groundbreaking information. And if you're looking for that, honestly, you should go somewhere else. I'm just here to kind of go through things, research things live, just step by step learning, and I think that's really what it's all about. So, first of all, we're going to look at the FDIC release today. It was joint with the Treasury as well as the Federal Reserve. See here, it's all signed. Where is it? Is this the right one? Yes. Okay, so Fed Chair Jerome Powell, Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen, and FDIC Chairman Martin Grunberg. So what we're seeing is all the financial entities that are just kind of the overhead all basically came together here and issued this joint statement. So today we are taking decisive action to protect the U.S. economy by strengthening the public confidence in our banking system. Saw a lot of controversy about this on Twitter, and I thought that was interesting. I mean, I see both sides because it's like people get hurt, and who wants to see people get hurt? But at the same time, like we can't just print money because then like inflation. So like in the most basic terms, those are the two arguments I'd say. But it's all just very chaotic, I would say, right now. And of course, futures are up because now there's action being taken. So there's like confidence being instilled. But I feel like this is a little bit of like false confidence because we'll dig into some numbers later. I'm going to try and find them again. But the FDIC can only cover like so much without the Fed printing. And they're saying here, right? Let me like kind of go through it real quick. So, system continues to perform its vital role, protecting deposits, acting to credit households and businesses in a manner that promotes strong and sustainable economic growth. After receiving recommendation from the boards of the FDIC and the Federal Reserve and consulting with the president, Secretary Yellen, so basically up and down the chain, right? This was talked about. 16th largest bank in America, so it makes sense considering it just went under. Secretary approved actions enabling the FDIC to complete its resolution of Silicon Bank, Santa Clara, California, in a manner to fully protect all depositors. Depositors will have access to all of their money starting Monday, March 13th. That is tomorrow. Crazy. No losses associated with the resolution of Silicon Valley Bank will be borne by the taxpayer. So, just to confirm this, right? Let's see what that definition will be. Will not be. So, just to confirm, as far as I'm aware, it will not be associated with the taxpayer because it says no losses associated with the resolution will be borne by the taxpayer. Let's see. Oh, they're quoting born high quality examples. Borne means the remutable is allowable as a deduction of tax. Okay. Borne means tax. Yeah, I think you can kind of tell with context clues, but I just like to emphasize that like you should always kind of like look up what something means if you don't understand it, just even with a quick search. It's among the world's least efficient banks. Third, the cost of banks with recapitalism would have to be borne by the taxpayer. Exactly. So they're saying not. So to me, that says they're using like FDIC capital, and they only have so much. So it seems like if this happens again with another bank, and why they're probably quickly patching it up here is they don't want this to happen with other banks and run into the situation because then they're going to have to fire up the money printer and then inflation comes back. So we're also announcing a similar systematic risk exception for Signature Bank, New York, which was closed today by its state chartering authority. All depositors of this institution will be made whole. As with the resolution of Silicon Valley Bank, no loss will be borne by the taxpayer. So they just closed another bank over the weekend. That's like, okay, a little tinfoil hat here, right? Silvergate, Silicon Valley Bank, and what's this third one here I just read? Signature Bank. All had crypto associations. It's like, what's going on here? And the other big thing is the US dollar coin. I don't know if anybody's been seeing that, because I don't know if I'm sure you guys have heard. Basically, about $3.3 billion of the market cap of US dollar coin was tied up at Silicon Valley Bank. But I saw they actually just tweeted something. I have to confirm if it was real. I can try and find it again. But they were basically saying like, yeah, you can like you can get a refund if you cashed out below $1 or something like that. Let me see. Check chat. Thanks for covering Tetron. It's the time bank for GameStop. Solid Nate, thank you for being here. Just going through information. I feel like there's so much happening so fast. Like, I apologize if I misspeak on anything. Like, I'm just trying to get caught up. Just like everyone else, it's like boom, boom, boom. So much happening so fast. Domino's is just the beginning, in my opinion. JPP, thank you for being here. It could be. We're definitely going to see what happens. I really wonder if we'll see more bank run type situations. I don't think everybody's just like running to their bank. I don't think it's like that crazy, but you have to wonder like people who do their due diligence research, right, can see what other banks' balance sheets look like. And now everybody's taking a closer look at other banks' balance sheets because, like, wait a minute, Silicon Valley Bank had like a great rating and everything. Everything literally seemed fine. And now all of a sudden they're just gone. So it's like, wait, what other banks could have that? So I think a lot of people with a lot of money are going to probably, do their due diligence, or if they themselves are not going to do due diligence, they'll have their guys do it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they'll have their team, and then it's like, wait, this is not a bank we should be at. We better start pulling. And that's what started the whole Silicon Valley Bank thing. So it's like, could this happen with other banks? I think, unfortunately, it absolutely could. And I feel like the very swift action, like, kind of tells us in a way, like, how serious it is. Let's see. I don't think this is it. Oh yeah, this is, let's see. Circle is the parent company that basically allows US dollar coin to trade. Like they hold the market cap of it. And if you read closely, they said their market capitalization, they always say US dollar coin is redeemable for $1 US. However, only part of it is actually in cash. Another part of it is in 3-month or less reserves. So even though, a 1 month note or like a 3-month note, like not that long, right? But if all of a sudden everybody was like pulling out their US dollar coin for actual US dollar, they only have so much cash on hand at that moment in time. And it seems like they're going to be all right. Because see, they're like putting up, let's see. We were heartened to see the U.S. government and financial regulators take crucial steps to migrate risk, extending the fractional banking system. 100% of deposits for SB are secure and will be available at Bank open tomorrow. Okay, but still not 100% of US dollar coin is $1. It's still in reserves in some sense. Like, so they did get cash back, so they probably will be fine. That's what it seems like, I guess. But I don't know. I just still feel like if you have US dollar coin, like, do you really trust it right now? And you could just hold US dollar, Like, I don't know. Let's see. US dollar coin is done. I think you're right, Mahari, but we're going to continue to see what happens because Circle's pretty big from what I understand, and we'll just see. But I don't know because it's just odd that like crypto's being attacked like this, and it's just around the time like the central reserve, like what's it, the central currency? I'm forgetting. I'm totally blanking on the name off the top of my head, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The central like currency for the government that they're trying to create. That basically would be like digital dollars, but like officially issued by the U.S. government. And it's interesting, like these stable coins are being attacked, and I mean it's also like Tether and U.S. dollar coins just don't seem like. I mean, if it's not for one, 100% completely, this stuff is bound to happen regardless of like stuff that happens at banks. But sometimes like what just happened just kind of like opens people's eyes, I feel like. But that's where I'm at with this. Isn't it weird that so many people got away from pulling rogues with no repercussions? It is, Sir Moist. Everything up and down seems weird, honestly, these days. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I just try and not get caught up in it because honestly, it's drove me crazy. When you see so much going on, you're like, oh, so many things are just so unfair. But you have to just like, just be like, all right, like, I got to just control what I can in like my set of things. And like, if I can gain influence one day, hey, like maybe I can make a difference or like, you know, carry on good morals. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like right now, I'm just going to talk about what I think on YouTube and just keep it in my perspective. And I feel like that's it, just keep it in your perspective and focus on yourself at the end of the day. And I've really been trying to do that so I can take my channel to the next level. Yeah, there's so much happening so fast. That's also true, Mahari, because it's like, wait a minute, why is it happening so fast? Maybe that's part of it too. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's maybe there's stuff that's in that everything happening. Things are like slipping through. That might be like really big things that like we might not see till later as individuals. So that'll be interesting. They barely got silicone. Look it up. Yes, Young Finest. Thank you for being here. But yeah, I should pull up the details on that. But they're basically covering all deposits. Let's see, just like the general sentiment in the news right now. But yep, over here, no loss associated with the resolution will be borne by the taxpayer. So I guess that means FDIC covers it. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll have to dig into that more. But this right here is really interesting. The boards of the FDIC, Federal Reserve, and consulted with President, they all approve this. So, point is, everybody was looking at this. Like, everybody was having an eye on this, and that just tells me there's a lot here because I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like just one of these entities could have taken action, probably, right? But the fact they're all looking at it all over this weekend, and I don't know, I saw some old clip of FDIC where like, oh, when this happens, like this is what we'll do, and I'm like, the heck? But I don't know. That's tinfoil hat. But let's see what Circle's officially saying. Following the confirmation of the wires initiated, 3.3 billion of the reserves remains there. Okay, that was the old thing. Uses 25 for held in cash. Okay, so that means like if theoretically they had lost like their market cap was like 40 billion, if they lost like over 10 billion people pulled out all at once, then they probably would have went down, but it seems like they're fine right now based on this price. Wow, they're almost all the way back in 99 cents. I don't know, at the end of the day, it's just like, is this where you want your money? Like that's just kind of like what I think about it. Let's see. Centralized bank digital currency. Thank you. Thank you. I looked at the chat mad late, but yes, that's what I was trying to say before. Oh, I gotta go back more. We need more transparency with the banks. Facts. Isn't it weird that so many people got away pulling rogues, no repercussions? Yeah. There's so much happening so fast. U.S. dollar coin did repeg almost immediately. You're right. You're right. I should be checking chat a little bit more. He's 100% right because it's almost there. It's crazy, but I don't know. It's still not very confident to me that most of it is in short-term reserves. Especially now with such high interest rates, you can have it in a money market account theoretically, right? Like in several different places, especially with this uncertainty going on. So I guess what happens now, though, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, is all these accounts are going to get absorbed, or everybody's just going to like redeem their deposits and go elsewhere. And I'm pretty sure Silicon Valley Bank itself won't be opening its doors anymore, but I'll have to confirm that, or if somebody wants to let me know. Teddy Bank, baby, that'd be awesome, Ryan Sung. CBDC, central bank backed digital currency. Thank you, Danzo. Thank you, Mahari. Thank you, JPP. Uh, for real, man, I run a small business. It just focuses on that, really. That's the way to do it. Diamond, I feel like this is slow, to be honest. We knew this was happening now. We didn't know it was going to happen we knew it was going to happen 2 years ago. We all didn't think it was going to take this long. I think that's true, John Diamond. But honestly, what I see now is, for me, it's as similar as, like, as simple as where do things go next? Like, how do things go in the future? Because all in all, we don't know what's going to happen. And that's what the whole GameStop saga has taught me, personally. Just because every time you think, like, oh, this is going to happen right now, or like, oh, like, we know this for sure, like, we saw this, it just seems to be never what it seems. So, yeah, I honestly just like to look at it in that sense. Social media is the key difference between 2008 and now. It's a very good point, Ryan Sung. I think you're absolutely right. But yeah, I don't think they're going to reopen. Let's see, it could happen next for the customers. Although CNBC is a horrible source. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see. Face the Nation. The investors, makers across the globe, wait announcement. Okay, so this is old, but I'm gonna check out the other statement today. Expect the unexpected. Exactly, JPP. Honestly, that's why I try not to mess with options with GameStop, because shares you can just expect the unexpected because you know what you have, and that's just like in general for me. Anything I invest in now, and really, I really can say like GameStop has taught me that when you have something you like and you believe in for the long term, like you can't be phased by the price. And like if you do enough research, like I've never done as much research on any other company as I have GameStop. And obviously that's because I'm like a young individual and I've just been, learning. I've dabbled in the stock market since like literally the eighth grade, but like obviously I didn't know what the fuck I was doing back then, you know what I mean? So I'm just here now, and I feel like now, especially seeing this crash that we're going through and just all this chaos, I understand like you have to have something you want to buy and hold if you're investing. If you're trading, it's a different story. But I really feel like investing, this is a great lesson that you hold. If you like something for the long term, you just really, really should be looking like literally a decade out. I mean, that's my opinion. Maybe that's like crazy, but hey, if it gets bought out, whatever it is, or it's just goes well and you cash it out at some point, like it doesn't have to necessarily be that time frame. I mean, obviously depending how well, and obviously depending what you see. So I really feel like GameStop has taught me about that, because it's like until I see any reason to sell, why would I sell? I'm just gonna hold. Like it's a very general statement, right? But that's why you do due diligence and like keep up with all the information so you can make the best, most informed decision. And you always want to go to the source. Like right here, I'm at federalreserve.gov, like the source itself of what we're hearing today. So oh, I didn't realize these were both released at the same time. So this was the joint statement where they're basically like, yeah, this other bank is down too, Signature Bank. And don't worry, we're going to take care of everything. It should be all fine. Like, okay. But what's this one say? To support American businesses and households, the Federal Reserve Board on Sunday announced will make available additional funding to eligible depository institutions to help assure banks have the ability to meet the needs of all their depositors. The action will bolster the capacity of the banking system of safeguard deposits and ensure an ongoing provision of money and credit to the economy. So here's the issue. I said this on a previous stream and I'll say it again. The reserve ratio is 0. We have a fractional banking system, which means if the reserve ratio is 10%, you got to have 10% of all the total customer deposits, right? So if you lower the reserve ratio, then banks can do more with the money. It boosts the economy, right? That's monetary policy. But if you make the reserve ratio 0, like we have 3 years ago, it's been 3 years since the reserve ratio has not changed. It's been at 0%, which is just bonkers to me, because then you could do whatever you want with the deposits if you're the bank. And that's why everything's been going so well for so long. That's what I realized. I'm like, it's like, how has this been allowed to happen? And now they're like, oh, yeah, we'll add extra money to make sure. Because all the banks don't have the deposits. They're putting the money into assets. Like they can put into whatever, right? Of course, this is generally speaking. Always do your own due diligence and research. I'm just a guy on the internet, right? But generally speaking, they could do what they want with it. And when they did start buying safer things, right, such as government T-notes and just long-term government debt, now we have a yield curve inversion. And what we saw at Silicon Valley Bank, in a nutshell, their average like return from like a government investment, like a government like T-note or whatever, was like 1.7% right now on their books at the time of closing, because they were behind, like, and they just started taking all those basically before the interest rates started going up more. Or that's why everyone's like interest rates going up is dangerous, or like, but at the same time we need to do that to fight inflation. And also how you usually fight like a slowing economy, right? Because if that's what we're going into, you would lower the reserve ratio. But how can you lower it if it's already 0? And I feel like they never rose it back. Again, personal thoughts and opinions here. They never rose the reserve ratio again because they couldn't. Over time, they realized like we gave it. They can now look at all the banks' balance sheets. Like if we rose it, like a lot of them wouldn't pass the stress test and whatever like that. Like then it would be like alarm bells. So I feel like they can't, because how after 3 years, especially when things were so going so well, how do you just leave things at like maximum power? Like it's like the best way I could like describe it in my eyes is if you're jogging and like imagine knowing at some point there's going to be a hill, and then just sprinting as fast as you can. And then when you get to the hill, you can't go any faster than you're already going. You know what I mean? Like when you might want to like step on it a little going up the hill. I don't know if that's the best analogy, or it's the same with like a car. So now that we're at a hill, like economic challenges, you can't really put those things into place. You can't really enable things to boost the economy, boost speed. So I don't know. That's just some of my thoughts. Okay. Let's check chat. Imagine if quarter four earnings come out better than expected on top of all this happening. Facts, Ryan Song. On top of all this, GameStop has earnings coming up. It's very exciting. And I mean, nothing's for certain, right? But we've seen twice now where GameStop has run in March. So to me, that's very interesting that it's March again. And it seems to be the only like consistent month in the past 2 years. I mean, now we're going on the third year where the stock price has moved like that, right? Like it moved each of the past two Marches significantly with a lot of volume. So it'll be interesting to see, will that other volume return? Let's see, thoughts on the new Ryan Cohen tweet? Oh yeah, I got to pull that up too. And great analogy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Jackson's, thank you for being here. How do you feel about the inflation data report? Will make the market move on Tuesday. I think so, but I don't know. I feel like everything's making the market move right now, honestly, because we're seeing just the sigh of relief, like oh they're gonna give all the depositors their money, and now the markets are moving up, right? Like if we check Yahoo Finance, stupid Netflix always comes up. Let's see. How do you feel about? Oh yeah, so I think it will move the markets, but I don't know. I feel like inflation, the numbers are just always never like actually what it is. Like, so I just started like, I feel like going to the grocery store more than ever in my life, or just, I never really did, but it just, I don't know. I feel like I'm really noticing it now, the difference in prices and things just slowly creeping up. So, like, whatever the inflation report is, I feel like it's not even that accurate, right? But if it is like even higher than expected, then it's like, everybody really, really knows, you know what I mean? But I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel like everything is moving these markets right now. Any kind of news is giving any volatility, but I also feel like it's mostly fixated on the banking situation. But inflation ties into that with monetary policy and everything else. And if there's more bailouts needed or bailouts, that's what this is. They're like, oh, we didn't bail them out. We like bailed them out, you know? Dollar milkshake baby. Yeah, kind of seems like that. Shadow Peruvian Bull. He puts out great stuff on Twitter. He's a great follow. Let's pull up the Ryan Cohen tweet, and I apologize. I didn't even read the Federal Reserve thing there. I'm just going on tangents tonight, but I feel like that's the type of vibe we're at. And I don't even know anything about Signature Bank. Let's see this. Let's see if their website's like already down or something. But this is funny. Don't have to pay back. I forgot what his tweet was already. Yellen was in Kiev last week to reassure Ukraine that U.S. financial aid would continue, but she can't reassure 10,000 plus small businesses that are their deposits are safe. She's saying monitoring the situation, give me a break. Odd that, and this is after they took action, right? Because that was at 6:15 p.m. Now it's at 8:30. Odd, and it's interesting they waited right till Sunday night, right? Like everybody all weekend is like, what is going on? And then boom, Sunday night. Odd that Treasury isn't interested in investing in banks today when in 2009 those TARP bailouts yielded some of the best returns for taxpayers. So I guess what he's saying, like we should be putting money into our own system to fix things instead of Ukraine, and that's just what Ryan Cohen's saying. And listen, I don't like to get political on here at all, but when the White House tweeted today, like Biden's economic plan is working, like I mean, I guess it's not exactly correlated, but when the 16th largest bank in America just got shut down by the FDIC, like who was thinking in their right mind that it was a good idea to tweet that? Like, come on. Like, I just call it how it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why would you tweet that? And I want to see here real quick. TARPs. Let's see. What do you call it? TARPs bailouts. Um, what do you think is going through Michael Burry's head right now? I don't know. I feel like this guy knew. He always seems to freaking know. And like everybody says he's nuts and like he is. And like he has predicted the crash a lot of times, so it's hard to like you know what I mean? Like say for sure, like, yeah, like he called it here. He said it a bunch of times. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Eventually the wolf comes. Nobody's surprised, right? I mean maybe nobody goes to help him. It's a little bit different of a scenario, but bailouts. That's what I'm trying to look up here. Troubled Asset Relief Program was a 700 billion government bailout. On October 3rd, Congress authorized it through the Emergency Economic Stabilization Act of 2008. It was designed to keep the nation's bank operating during the 2008 crisis. And what's crazy is how much was there in deposits? At Silicon Valley Bank, 200 billion or something. Let's see how many Silicon Valley Bank deposits. Let's see. 220 billion and 1 point. Okay, so not 1 point. 175 billion in deposits. So think about this for a moment. This bailout in 2008 was 700 billion. 175 million in deposits. What is that? 175 divided by 700. So that was for 700 billion was for the entire banking system. Okay, in 2008. And now 25% of that was just used to take care of the 16th largest bank in America. Imagine a bigger one goes down. That's all I'm saying. So, like Washington Mutual was like the very massive one in terms of deposits last time. But imagine something like a Wells Fargo goes down. I'm only saying that because of the notification that was on their app for users, like with and missing deposits reported, right? And again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm only presenting what I think and just some random perspectives, and I'm literally just reading through things live and sharing things. So always do your own due diligence. Like I'm just here saying what I have to say and what I think, and I could just be saying a bunch of craziness, you know. So at the end of the day, just keep an eye on everything. Keep doing your research. That's number one. But yeah, 175 billion. 25% of the 2008 total TARP bailout, right? The Troubled Asset Relief Program. And that's kind of what we have now, right? A lot of troubled assets on the books of these banks. And that's where these issues are spawning from. Because when these bonds, like, so when interest rates go up, the older bonds, the face value of them goes down. So if they were to go sell them in the open market, now they sell them for less. And on top of it, they have lower yields than new bonds because who's going to buy an old bond unless you sell it for like way less than it's worth? Because the new ones are worth so much, and if they keep raising rates, it's only going to like put more pressure on banks. So it's going to be really interesting, and I feel like a lot of big investors and smart people and just people with a lot of capital, right? All those people combined, throw them all in one group. They're all out there right now, or even people's teams of individuals with a lot of money are looking into banks' balance sheets. That's my perspective, at least. And they're going to want their money in the best possible bank or diversified, to get the 250,000 like FDIC insurance across the board. But again, I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to like fearmonger or anything like that. I'm just saying what I think and just calling it as I see it. And I really do hope for the best. Like a lot of people, I feel like want everything to crash and burn, and I kind of come from the perspective of I just want to, you know, enjoy my investment in GameStop, and I want it to go up a lot, but I don't want to see the whole world crumble. You know what I mean? I don't want to see the whole banking system collapse. But I also feel like I just hold GameStop because I feel like it's personally to me, I just want my money in that asset. Like I believe in having that asset, and I've done my research and what I believe it is. So having said that, no matter what the economic situation is, I know what I have in GameStop, and that's why doing your due diligence and research is just really important. Let's see. Michael Burry has predicted 15 of the last 3 crashes. Young finest, that's true. That is facts. G-America, Ayo, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Signature Bank, yes sir, it's done so. And that I actually want to look at here. Let's see if we can pull it up. Press releases, did it put anything out? Let's check that first. Oh, okay, see, they were a special meeting. Basically, I think they were going to issue stock. And they did a mid-quarter update. That's not normal. You know what I mean? Like, mid-quarter update. Let's see here. And also, how do you predict crashes more than 15 over 30? Don't you mean 3 or 15? Oh no, Danzo, I think he's just clowning that like Michael Burry is always saying like there's gonna be a crash, there's gonna be a crash. And like a lot of times it hasn't actually happened. But now it seems like, hey, maybe it really is here. So Michael Burry's an interesting guy. And I love the movie The Big Short. Like I kinda want to watch it again, honestly. I've been feeling that. Damn, you know, I just realized I don't think I even ever tweeted out the stream, guys. Let's see. Did I even? I might have to do that real quick. Full. That's it is mid-quarter update. Okay, where is it? Coinbase holds 240 million in signature. Oh damn! I didn't even know. Okay, I don't care about this. This is so silly. Yeah, it's crazy how so much of the banking system is connected. Okay, I don't want the image. Where's the actual update? Oh, okay, yeah. What is? I guess they were saying they're going to. Okay, we don't want the world to burn, but it has to. Just for reset the market, needs a reset. If not, it's just going to continue for more years. Donovan, thank you for being here. But honestly, that's a very good point. I mean, you're right because it is just going to happen again. Honestly, that's a very good point, and you got caught me in my tracks here because look at 2008. Everybody is literally thinking outside of people like really looking at it, and maybe some people are really just starting to look now. Like, damn, and it's just crazy that there's so much due diligence on Superstonk and so many individuals that were like, "Hey, this is coming," and we don't know when, but it's coming, and it's literally kind of happening the way they described. It's just insane to me. And respect to all those individuals out there, right? Look at the top rated due diligence on Superstonk, but now that people are really starting to pay attention it's just crazy. And I think people, when it does happen, whatever the way it happens, and whatever does happen, right? If it does become worse than 2008, people are gonna say, "How the fuck did this happen again?" Like we put all the shit in to like make sure it didn't. And then when you take a deep dive and you really start paying attention now, and then in hindsight again in the future, people are like, "Holy shit." So yeah, it's crazy. If the system burns, it's gonna be crazy, and that's why I think everyone's got to do due diligence right now and research. And I thank you for being here. And that's all I'm trying to do right now. Like literally, just keep up with everything. Like let's read like what they released right for their 2022 10K. Like where am I stupid? Where's the actual like filings? Um, no regulatory filings. Thank you. Yes, this is what I want. So let's look at their. Oh, okay, 10K. So for the previous year. Okay, I get it. Michael Berry should be really Michael Berry. Forever Bear. That's good, Danzo. That's facts. He is Michael Berry, honestly. He is always bearish. But hey, I mean, he played GameStop right in that sense. Credit to him. But I also think he's a fool because it's like you were in it way before anybody else. Don't you see what's still going on? If I mean, hey, I don't know. Michael Berry will do Michael Berry, right? But greatest transfer of wealth, the Moas. Hey, stream. Honestly, I'll show you something right now. I don't want to like share this too early, but I'll show you guys just because you guys are here. So it's really nothing, but it's just an old meme that I've been saving. It's like when your friends start realizing. But hey, I'm just going to save that in the vault. But yeah, it's always good. Pro tip, guys, if you're going to be on social media, always have memes in your back pocket. You never know when you might just have to hit them with it. Tetron, happy Sunday. Linda Real, thank you for being here. Just going through information. Appreciate you hopping on. So let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. Deposit growth, including short-term escrow deposits, broker deposits, and off-balance sheet deposit, future acquisitions. Interesting. Oh, okay. Sorry. This is just forward-looking, but still interesting. They say that. So they kept their dividend. They didn't even cut that, but obviously they didn't want to create any panic. Damn, that's crazy. Look at that fat preferred dividend. Must be nice to have preferred shares. Digital asset banking business. Bank begin. See, this is the thing, guys. I said a little bit earlier in the stream, but interesting. Silvergate, then Silicon Valley Bank, and now Signature Bank all go down, all involved with cryptocurrency and enabling it. Some of the first banks to do it. If you're a bank that sees this now, kind of discouraging, right? So it's interesting. Just interesting, right? A little like I'm just saying. Of course, do your own due diligence. But As we were saying before, I got to go back from when I was butchering it a million times. The central bank digital currency is allegedly coming out soon, so interesting timing. This is all happening. That's all I'm presenting here. But I want to see what else. Let's see where they mention deposits. If they mention any kind of concern, and the fact that I'm pretty sure I heard there was bonuses paid out to Silicon Valley Bank executives like days before they went back, like everything got shut down. They saw the writing on the wall. They all started selling their shares. They realized it wasn't maintainable. Like that's just crazy that they're allowed to do that. And like someone said it before in the chat too that they don't even. There's no like effect. Like nobody gets in trouble for this. Like it's crazy. And honestly, the biggest problem with that too, it's just like any crime in general. If people see, you don't get in trouble for it. If they're even like considering it, right, as an individual, then they're probably gonna like again, I'm no like I don't have it what's it called? I'm no psychiatrist. But if you're even considering doing something like that and then you see people aren't getting in trouble, it's probably encouraging in that person's mind to do the wrong thing, right? Because like, well, they're not gonna really get in trouble if you're just careful. Like that's kind of how the system seems. It's just crazy. Um, we've grown to 110 billion in assets, 88.5 billion in deposits, 74.29 billion in loans, and 8.1 in equity capital, and 5.17 billion other assets under management. So, doesn't sound like there's a lot of cash in here. Like, let's see their balance sheet. And this is Signature Bank, by the way, not what's it called? Silicon Valley. Any thoughts on BBY unknown investor, dilution through warrants or activist investor? Maranta's strong stance against it. Thank you for being here. How do you say it? Luik, maybe? Yeah, so honestly, Marantz has put out a lot of good information on BBY. I haven't been keeping up with it too much, but I've definitely, researched it a little bit and I've looked into what Marantz has presented and he's presented some very, very strong points. And I don't really think there's a good counter, unfortunately. And BBBY is in a situation with a lot of debt and now a high interest rate environment. And I really feel like it is a different situation than GameStop. But I really do wish Bed Bath & Beyond all the best. And maybe there is somebody coming in there to take them private or something of that nature or some spin-off plan for BBBY. But honestly, I don't think it's Ryan Cohen. But hey, you never know. It certainly could happen. But I don't know. I do wonder if there was a big investor, like what will happen next then with Bed Bath, because somebody always knows something, right? So it'll be interesting. Um, Off balance sheet exposure. Okay, well, I want to read securities portfolio. Okay, securities in our we gotta zoom this in. Sorry guys, this is probably annoying. Securities in our investment portfolio are designated as either AFS or HDM based on various factors, including asset liability management strategies, liquidity and profitability objectives, and regulatory requirements. AFS securities may be sold prior to maturity based upon asset liability, blah, blah. Okay, let's get this more juicy information. At December 31st, 2022, so close of the year, our total securities portfolio was 26.37 billion and primarily consisted of mortgage-backed securities, MBS, as collateralized mortgage obligations, CMOs, issued by US government agencies, 2.87 billion. Okay, that's versus the 26.37 billion of their total securities portfolio. Government sponsored enterprises 19.59 billion and private issuers 0.88. So most of it was tied up in government, okay. As of December 31st, 2022, 83.4% of our securities in our portfolio had a triple A credit rating. 97% of their credit rating of A or better, and 99.7% was rated investment grade or better. Overall, our securities portfolio had a weighted average duration of 4.23 years and a weighted average life of 5.44 years as of December 31st, 2022. For discussion of our investment securities and the related determination of fair value, see fair value measurements and security footnotes in the financial statements. All right, let's see it. Let's see. Okay. Um, we are vulnerable to illiquid market conditions, resulting in the potential for significant declines in the fair value of our investment portfolio. Nice. Thanks, man. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you for being here. Individuals like you being here is the reason I'm here. And honestly, I feel like I have to do research, right? And I talk about doing research. So I just eventually started live streaming because, like, why not just do it live? Because everyone's got to do it. And I'm not trying to tell you what to think necessarily. I want you to just like build off of my thoughts and like build off of what I'm presenting you with and do your own due diligence yourself. But thank you all for being here. XFit, yo, thank you for being here. I just saw your chat. Let's go. Now it's really a party. Increases in interest rates may negatively affect the market value of securities in our portfolio. Don't think. Our fixed rate securities generally are more negatively affected by these increases. So that's what I was talking about before with old bonds. You know, their face value goes down as they raise interest rates because they have lower interest. So who would go buy those? So the price of them is going down because no one wants to go buy those when new bonds give you higher interest. Reduction in the market value of our portfolio will increase the unrealized loss position of our available for sale investments. So, available for sale investments, that's what you need to sell when customers start pulling out their cash, right? When they start pulling their deposits. And random side note, I don't know why that made me think of this, or I'm speculating. Is somebody big or a bunch of big people pulling out of Schwab? Is something going on there? Because Charles Schwab has been down so much, their stock. Like, sorry, this is a complete side point, but I really meant to bring this up. Charles Schwab is down a ton. I'm sure with everything else, it'll go back tomorrow. But look, 11% in one day on like no news, and I think they just said it was off some cheese. Like I don't even know. But like, look at 5 days. Like, boom, 25% drop in like five. What the heck? I just wanted to show you really quick. Ooh, get rid of Bobby. Um, okay, whatever. Wendy, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Let's go. It's really a party now. Everyone's here. But yeah, 76. Damn, down to 58. That's crazy. That's quite a drop, and you have to wonder what's going on there. Really, really have to wonder. Was there a loss in their deposits in some way? I mean, it's brokers, it's a little bit different scenario, but why is that stock dropping so much? And all these other stocks that are dropping a lot, you know, maybe nothing happened to these banks yet, but you have to wonder, does somebody know something we don't? Because what I'm showing you right here, okay, to go back, increase in interest rates will negatively affect the market value of their securities, which will increase the unrealized loss position of their available for sale investments, which basically means the bond values are going down and their books are not as strong as interest rates go up. So the banks are getting weaker as interest rates go up because their books are made of available for sale investments for when customers start pulling deposits. So if a lot of people start pulling for deposits and interest rates are going up, then they have to sell more investments at larger losses because unrealized, you know, it starts to show up over time. But then once it starts getting realized, when the deposits start getting pulled in real time, then they have to make these available for sale investments actually for sale. And then these losses are realized and not unrealized. And then all of a sudden, just like Silicon Valley Bank, you get a situation where FDIC steps in, closes them down. And here's Signature Bank. Their regulators, New York, shut them down. Increases in interest rates will also increase the cost of borrowing and reduce the demand for credit, which may cause a decline in the number of value of loans we originate. In addition, if the rate of interest we pay on our deposits and other borrowings increases more than the rate of interest we earn on our loans and other investments, our net interest income and therefore our earnings could be materially adversely affected. Our earnings could also be materially adversely affected if the interest rates on our loans and other investments fall more quickly than those on our deposits and other borrowings, or if remain relative to the rates on our deposits and other borrowings. So that's a lot there. But in a nutshell, that just sounds like to me, the more that goes wrong in terms of our assets, the weaker our books look like, right? That's a very, I think, nutshell way to put it. But what did I have here? I wanted to keep looking. And then, yeah, they keep putting this disclosure in here. What I really want is the balance sheet. Let me stop messing around. This is what I want to see here. Let's make sure OBS is looking good. Let's go. We're chilling. Oh yeah, no, I don't know if I'd even said it yet, but I fixed the lava lamp. Literally, turns out it wasn't broken because it never cracked. And if I just turned it on again, like the goop like fixed itself, and now it's like it's still getting heated up, but it takes a minute to do that. Expansion into the marketplace for digital transactions deposits presents certain operational, financial, liquidity, and regulatory compliance risks. So yeah, they proprietary commercial payments platform, Signet, blockchain infrastructure. See, it's just interesting. Anything with blockchain in these banks, just, they're the first ones going down. I mean, I'm just saying, it's interesting. That's all I'm saying. For example, in November 2022, FTX, the third largest digital asset exchange by volume at the time, filed for bankruptcy. Although the bank's relationship with FTX was only limited to US dollar denominated deposits, the market fallout from the FTX bankruptcy has led to extreme digital asset price volatility and negative publicity surrounding digital assets. That's for sure. We all know that about NFTs now. Everyone's like, oh, NFTs. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, obviously, only NFTs with like underlying value or something that they actually do for you, or it's something you actually utilize in some way, digital assets, obviously, like, they're going to get a negative connotation, like, because so many people got scammed on them. And that's why I think it'll be called more so like digital assets in the future instead of like NFTs. And they even refer to it as digital assets here. I think they're more supposed specifically talking about cryptocurrencies, but the negative publicity surrounding it, I would say NFTs absolutely falls in that category. And undermine the confidence in digital asset markets, all of which have resulted in the decline to the bank's digital asset deposits. All the bank's digital asset deposits are US dollar denominated. In the fourth quarter of 2022, the bank announced plans to reduce digital asset banking deposits, all of which are US dollar denominated. However, further volatility in digital asset markets may adversely affect our deposits and in turn our business earnings net margin efficiency ratio. Sounds to me like reserve ratio, that's basically non-existent. Liquidity, capital levels ratios, and the ability to grow our loan portfolio, financial condition, and results of operations. All right, to the balance sheet. Just going through random information here again. Those of you who just maybe recently joined, this is Signature Bank we're looking at. The one that was just shut down. Insurance. Unresolved staff counts. Okay. Oh, what do we got here? Okay. Just showing that, yeah, we were outperforming. Yeah, now we suck. Um, Still we're paying the dividends. Share repurchase. They were still buying back stock. What? See, you guys, who's running this company? Like, that's crazy. I mean, Silicon Valley Bank, the fact they're paying like bonuses, that's even like worse. So, domino after domino. It could be Ryan Sung. And when you just see like the unfortunate, like just poor decisions, overall we have 110 billion in assets, 88 billion in deposits, 74 billion in loans, 8.1 in equity capital, and 5.17 billion in assets under management as of December 31st. So let's see, total assets deposits declined in 2022, primarily as a result of our challenging cryptocurrency environment and plan to reduce the size of client relationships in our digital asset customer base. Let's see. I just really want to see what their cash was. Okay. Yeah, see, return on average assets, very low relative to the market interest rates. Again, lower. And full disclosure, guys, I'm not that familiar with bank filings. Like, absolutely, I've read obviously GameStop 10Ks and other 10Ks, but bank ones are on a whole new level of complexity. So bear with me if I'm misunderstanding something or rambling a little bit, because again, this is all just about learning live. And right now, I really feel like it's live. I'm learning, and it's just important information to go through. And while it seems like challenging, I'm just going to work through it. And I feel like everybody else should be encouraged to do the same, because if you can really learn to understand these filings and just understand generally enough where you could see certain things that other individuals don't, I feel like it just puts you at that next level. And on top of it, like, I just want to clarify that I haven't really read banks' balance sheets because I've never really invested in a bank, right? I have S&P 500 in my 401k, but that's just, the index. So I haven't really specifically researched banks because I haven't specifically invested in them. So back to the action. But let's see. return on, and this is what I should do right here, right? And this is what I encourage everybody else to do. Yield on average interest earning assets. Let's see. What does this mean? Yield a return on average common shareholders' equity. So that number was going up. So what does that mean? Let's try and figure that out. And then also there's a reference right there. Let's pull this here. Effectively, we change our accounting policy. Okay, so that doesn't actually give me a definition. It is calculated by dividing earnings after taxes by equity and common shares. Result multiplied by 100%. The higher the percentage, the greater return the shareholders are seeing on their investment. So that's interesting. It looks like each year they're getting more. So that looks good at a glance. Isn't that interesting how that works? Let's look up some other stuff. What is the efficiency ratio? See, that was going down. So clearly they were operating not as efficient. And that seems as a result of their cryptocurrency business. Efficiency ratio, a measure of how well a company utilizes its resources to make a profit. So that tells me if the efficiency ratio is going down, maybe as interest rates are going up, they can't be as efficient. Let's see Silicon Valley Bank's filing. I should absolutely have that up too. Valley Bank. Okay. But really, thank you all for being here tonight. You know, had to do an emergency stream because there's just so much going on. I feel like there's so much to talk about. I just wanted to hop on and like research live because I just want to keep like I've been reading all weekend. Like whenever I can, I was doing like a bunch of different stuff. But I actually wasn't really like partying or anything like that. So I had a lot of time to just like read and like I just couldn't sleep much because there's so much going on. It's so much on my mind. So I was like, I just got to read all this, you know. But just wanted to do it live. Here we are. Nope, this is nothing. Oh, this is what I want. Okay. Okay. Oh, so this is like a mid-quarter update. So this is when they're basically saying like, yep, we're not so sure how things are looking. Maybe we should reevaluate here. We sold substantially all of our available for sale securities portfolio with the intention of reinvesting the proceeds and commenced an underwritten public offering seeking to raise approximately 2.25 billion. As part of this capital raise, General Atlantic, a leading global growth equity fund and longstanding client of SBV, committed to invest at least 500. Okay, let's see who's General Atlantic. Okay, let's stick with one thing at a time. Let's go back to SVB. So this was their mid update. XFIT, it's not swag, it's swag, yo. You gotta get it right. Yield on securities sold. Yeah, see, that's horrible. That means their average yield, right, for Silicon Valley Bank, 1.79% on their like securities, their government bonds. That's horrible in an interest rate environment where rates are like 4.5% right now, 4.4%. It's crazy. Let's see. Fed cash target to 4 to 8% of total deposits from 4 to 6%. So what they're saying is they barely had any cash. That's what they basically revealed with this, and obviously like people got weary of that. Buy short-term duration UST. What does that mean? Auctions to increase asset sensitivity, supporting estimated NII improvement or progress is not completed. What does that mean? NII. Let's see. NII. Net interest income. Okay, makes sense. What do they say here? Actions to increase asset supporting estimated net interest income improvement are in progress, not yet completed. Okay, so they were saying like, yeah, we know this yield is trash, so we have to like go ahead and improve this. But clearly, everybody ran for the door. And I was saying it before, and I'll say it again. I feel like other people, right, whether they're intelligent or they have a lot of wealth and they have their people looking into it, right? They're intelligent, like finance people, whatever. They're going to be looking at wherever these individuals have their money, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start pulling their deposits if things look ugly at other individual banks, right? So another one I heard was like, was it like First Republic like might be in trouble right now, or I don't know. Anytime I see a bank trending like on Yahoo Finance, I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on with it? But Let's get back to. I never got to over here the balance sheet. Um, does Signature Bank have an average? Let's see if I can compare. Let's see if I can find that number there. Yield of securities sold. Yes, let's see that. Albo, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Let's go. Gang's all here. What the heck? There's no word yield in this? Get out of here. This is bugging. What is it again? Yield on a yield of. All right, let's start going here. Yield on average interest earning assets tax equivalent basis. Okay, so that's interesting. Signature didn't seem like they have it as bad as Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley Bank just seemed like they were horribly managed. Let's see. Ah, okay. Oh, never mind. Look at this short-term investments. Oof. Yeah, see, here's the issue. This is the issue right here. Um, Look at this average yield or rate. That's terrible. That's crazy. And like, look at the previous years, like, because obviously there's like no interest rates in 2021, but then interest rates started going up, and they just can't keep up. Like, look at this. This is crazy. That's horrible. Those bonds must be trading like so below like value. Like, it's insane. Just bearing liabilities, money market. But again, this is also, I guess, average of 2022 over time. Let's see, tax equivalent. Banks are just dropping like flies. It seems like it, XBit. I'm trying to just understand all this crap, man. There's, so much information on bank 10Ks. Like, it's a lot to understand, and I'm just trying to learn live. Ryan Sung, you're right. Futures are green as fuck. Like, I think reason is, I've really learned, I feel like, too, over time. And I keep saying I really learned because I just feel like I don't know. I'm learning. Like that. I don't know. I don't mean to like make it dramatic, but I really just feel like over time, if you just really, really focus, like I feel like I used to see the market doing different things, like from when I was younger and like just looking at it in high school, but I didn't really quite grasp it. But I feel like now, when you really look at the numbers and you really dig into these things, like you could start to grasp what's going on. And I feel like what's going on right now, and why the futures look like this, is it's a situation of markets just are reactive, right, to everything, or markets are always ahead of things, but reactive in the sense they're always gonna like they'll. It's all based on the news, but it's predetermined in a sense. Like markets always kind of know, but it's all confidence. It's the current state of confidence. That's what I'm trying to say here in a nutshell. Is right now they're like, okay, well, FDIC, Federal Reserve, and the president all like just came together here. Treasury Secretary at Treasury Secretary. Jesus, I was butchering that. Total tongue twister there. Department of the Treasury, easier to say, all came together and were like, yeah, all deposits are going to be available tomorrow when everything opens up. And by the way, we're shutting down Signature Bank, but don't worry, we're covering all of that too, and none of it's going to be from the taxpayer. So markets are like, okay, everything seems fine to me, business as usual. And I think that's just a really simple way to describe it, but I see being the reason why futures are up right now, despite there being absolutely still a lot of uncertainty into what's to come throughout the rest of 2023 and just beyond. And again, I don't want to be like a fear monger or like going around being like it's all I'm just calling it as I see it and just going through things here. But let's see. Average total deposit and borrowings increased 20%. This is Signature Bank again. Compared to 88. Cost of funding. Interesting. Hmm. Let's see. I just want to get to a straight balance sheet. Okay, let's see. credit rating of what they had. Seems good. It always seems good, right? Interest rate shock. Interesting. Tetrad, I'm going live in a bit if you want to jump on. Morantz, I'd be happy to. What time are you going on? I just got to eat something super quick then. But sounds like a good idea to me. I just got to have a quick snack before we get rolling. But I'll be ready whatever time you say. But let's get to the balance sheet here. It seems like it, Ryan Sung. It might be. Let's get to the balance sheet. Nice. Eating? I got to eat too real quick. Right after this. Or right now. Just hit me up in Discord. Okay, bet. I'm going to do that right now. I'm at work, 12 hours overtime for more GameStop. Respect, Almo. Respect. That's the way to go. Jeez, these have so many pages. Crazy. Just goes on and on. But yeah. What a mess. What a mess what's unfolding right now. Let's see. Let's go back here. I love when they put this whole presentation together and then it's just gone in a heartbeat. It's unfortunate, but yeah, craziness. Damn, I gotta let me zoom out real quick on this so I can just locate. Let's see, CNI loan portfolio. Whoop. Oh, gotta plug this in. Don't want the battery to die. GameStop FOMO soon. What a great time to buy more GME. Ryan Song, I couldn't agree more, but that's just my personal thoughts and opinions. Everyone always do research. But yeah, Almo, I was actually thinking to make a video soon, like saying like at some point FOMO will return. I mean, it's like anything else. There's always cycles in the market. So at some point, I personally feel as if FOMO will return for GameStop, some shape or form. When exactly, how, I don't know. But hey, I think it's going to come back at some point. And I just think when individuals start to see what's going on and just everything starts to kind of just pivot, I think as an individual and probably lots of other individuals out there will say, hey, I saw this for other people, but that's it. That's all you can see it as. I feel like you can't like say too much or be like just be happy you were able to get in before like other people saw it. But I do really wonder when like FOMO sets in some sense, like what the media narrative will be like, oh yes, like this is what's happening next, or oh yeah, those silly GameStop apes and whatever they say. So it'll be certainly interesting to see there. Credit losses. Damn. So much to dive into in bank balance sheets. It's crazy. When least expected, we will rock it. I feel exactly the same, Almo. I wouldn't even be surprised if GameStop went down tomorrow, right? Or who knows what's going to happen. Like, I'm always ready for whatever. And I feel like that's the best part of GameStop Saga, in my opinion, is that it teaches you to just like a stock and just, hey, do what you want as an individual and research your information as an individual. I feel like that's just really important because then when you have the knowledge, you can make better decisions. Because if you don't have knowledge, you can make more emotional decisions. And I feel like we all learn that with experience. So it just is what it is. Raider Bo, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Bringing the good vibes. Oh yeah, are those the banned emojis you just put in there or whatever it was? Like a court ruling ruled it was like financial advice or something like that. Mad funny. But yeah, it's crazy. They'll give us no credit and we'll advertise our massive gains. Yeah, it's crazy. You gotta wonder what's gonna happen. There'll be all kinds of stories out there. There always is. I haven't even looked at GameStop's news as much. I really try because I work like just a regular like office job, so I really try not even to check GameStop because what I do is like involve like private assets, so I don't really have to, like keep an eye on the markets during the day, and I prefer not to. I just prefer to like go in, buy my GameStop, hold it if I'm gonna do that, or just check what's going on. But interesting. Of course, Amazon selling NFTs. How will impact the marketplace? I just want to see if they mention GameStop. That'd be crazy. All these silly pictures. Forced association with the name meme stocks. Sinks as the market gains. I love these articles. Making a negative 0.2% move. Like, as if every other stock out there isn't making that average move on a boring day, like for the stock. Like, it's so stupid. Ooh, they underperform the market. Like, crazy. Probably asked this, but are you a majority DRS and wow, totally butchering that. Personally, 60-40-ish. Me personally, any shares that are in my name as an individual, I've chosen to DRS. However, I have shares in both the traditional and Roth IRA, and those are not directly registered, just held in a Fidelity account. So, yeah, that's what I have there. But in terms of shares as an individual, I buy them on Fidelity, and then I use their service. I just ask them to DRS them into my name as an individual. But that's what I do as myself as an individual. Everyone out there should always research DRS before doing it. Of course, you got to understand what it is. But number one thing is if you're going to move your share somewhere, understand where you're moving them and what the process of a transfer agent is about. XBit says the Rocket. Hey, banned. Get out of your XBit. No, I'm just playing. The regulars are gonna come in and say you were giving me financial advice with that emoji. Most of us won't go around bragging about being rich. Honestly, Almo, I think you're right, and I feel like it's a humbling thing what's going on. Like the patience, and I really feel like I'm understanding the thing in The Big Short when he says, "Just don't dance, just don't dance." I get it because it's like I have an asset I really like, and I really feel like it will hold up very well in an overall underperforming market, just as a result of some things, right? But I don't want to be like celebrating while everyone else is losing, if that makes sense. So I really am going to try and be like humble about it, and I feel like everyone else out there is kind of has the general same mindset, and I just think that's a really great thing. And I really don't like to use the word like community. I like to use that like loosely, but just lots of individuals that just like the same stock and just converse about it and bounce ideas off each other. I think it's like roughly, you could say it's a community, like whatever you want to call it. I don't want to put all like labels on it, right? But something I love is everyone out there, like the biggest divider is politics. I feel like a lot of people understand that and think that. And I really feel like with GameStop, people really put politics aside. Like I feel like I have people in my feed on both sides, like in my Twitter feed, I'm talking about. On both sides of the political aisle, but I genuinely don't care because I'm like they like GameStop. They feel how they feel. They can tweet about it, and like most people, I feel like aren't even tweeting about it, and they're mostly just tweeting about GameStop. But obviously, it's Twitter. That's a whole different world. Maybe people are talking about both things. But my point is, people are like not even concerned about that. And like, where do you see that elsewhere? Like everything, politics gets involved in some way. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily everything. For like good friends and like shit like that. Like you don't have to worry about it. But every online anything division gets implemented with things such as politics, and I just feel like that isn't really there with GameStop. It's just like the current division now is kind of the drama with like BBBY or no BBBY. And personally, I'm not involved in BBBY, and I don't really think it has any ties to GameStop. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I wish everybody in Bed Bath and Beyond the best. But I personally am just focused on GameStop because that's just what I believe in the most, and I really feel like that's what's important for individuals: investing in what you believe in the most, and just knowing what you're doing. Like really, really take a deep dive into things before you put your money anywhere. But yeah, that's how it goes. And sometimes it's just the way she goes. And the way she goes is Signature Bank is shut down. But deposits are available. And so is Silicon Valley Bank. What was it, like First Republic Bank? Investor Relations? That's the other one I think I wanted to check. I heard they might be in trouble. Marantz Rance, Elmo, Xbit, Linda Real, Wendy, Danzo, Ryan Song, gang, everyone's here. Raider Bow, thank you. Shout out to all. But yeah, we're rolling here. Hold on. Signatures. Okay, okay. Some more loans. They did have an increase in deposits year over year. Okay. Revenues. Okay. Underlines. Okay. What's that one mean? Variances are for the year ended. Okay. What kind of variances are we talking about? All right. Morant says now's the time. So, all right. Hold on. Pulling them up here. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotta just pull up Discord on my computer real quick. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good, brother.
It's
I'm
good.
gonna turn you off on my. I have you playing already on my other
Okay.
right there. No. So I want to do a couple things.
Mhm.
One, I'm looking at the list of banks have
Mhm.
list, and I'm putting together who's gonna run next. And this is based off of what I already know, what we already know.
Mhm.
There was several banks on Friday that lost 20 to 30%.
Mhm.
They're going under right now. And I didn't see Signature on my list yet. I have to go
Mhm.
look at it. I want to know what the exposure is of them, and then I also want to know like
Mhm.
who's on their board of directors, things like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
If it's loud in the background, it's because my wife's watching the movie Scream.
Oh, you're good.
I don't know what the hell she's doing. I heard the bits and pieces. Are you still live right now?
Yeah. 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 So,
Okay, cool. So then you can stay live. We have the ability to do this together.
okay.
Cool. I don't know. Am I in your volume? Can you play out my volume on your chat?
Hold on one second. I'm gonna switch over to my laptop right now. So, one second.
You know what? Everybody at Silicon Valley Bank has ties to
Mhm.
what's it called, Bank of America. So here I am thinking these guys are doing things on purpose
Mhm.
just so Bank of America can eat it up. But I'm reading right now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One second. I gotta figure out my volume. It's acting weird.
You're doing great.
Thanks,
You
man.
sound good now.
Thank you. Yes, I know. Last time I literally watched that back and like, what was I thinking? Like,
Oh, you're doing great, bro. You're doing. Oh, this guy's short hedge fund guy.
mhm.
Oh, this guy's terrible. Oh man. Yeah, I don't like this guy, Derek
Uh-oh.
Cephas. Yeah, really bad crew.
Mhm.
D&E Shaw and Company. I know all these guys, all these names. Um,
Yeah, I know you've really been digging into it.
yeah, you get used to it. It's
Mhm.
like you just won't take it up the surface, right? Like anything on the surface anymore. Like now, it's like you tell me to go buy a company, I'll be like, yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Check it out real quick. Let me go see what I have. So this is the
Yeah.
first president, deputy. There we go. I need to see what other
Mhm.
banks they've worked for. Chairman of the Republic Financial Services
Mhm.
Corporation. Oh my goodness. Both sides of the aisle. What are they trying to do to us?
Yeah, it's crazy how there's so much just
20 leaders run the
infiltration.
world.
Yeah. It literally makes the world go round.
Look at this. This guy co-sponsored the Dodd-Frank Wall Street reform.
Mhm.
So this guy is all about it. Oh, this is Barney Frank. Okay, here you go. He was
Mhm.
yes, he's a congression. He's on Congress, right? He's a congressman.
Mhm.
I remember this guy.
Wait, what's
Really
his
good.
name?
Barney Frank,
Barney Frank.
world famous man.
Gotcha.
This guy, Mr. Frank, spent 8 years as state representative of Massachusetts, chief of staff for Harrington. Blah
Mhm.
blah blah. This is a guy. Oh yeah, he's the chairman of the House of Financial Services Committee.
Mhm.
He's everything you want him to be, bro. This is bad.
Oh yeah.
He's at Signature Bank. I mean, how are you a director at this bank and you're allowing this stuff to happen? When I say allowing it to happen, it's like
Mhm.
they literally have bad business practices. He held numerous
Mhm.
positions, including CFO of both Republic. Is that Republic's retail broker dealer? Okay, so it's again the Republic
Mhm.
National Bank of New York. I don't know if that has anything to do with Republicans,
Mhm.
but it's called the Republic Bank. So who
Damn.
is this? Judith Huntington.
Let's see.
Oh, Pegasus. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Oh man, she's a recipient of the Apex Adequacy Award. Uh, I don't trust her.
Well, big ass bio too. An IRS sponsored organization offering free tax preparation to low income individuals. Sounds like they're preying on the
Mhm.
weak. I
Damn.
saw you reading the balance sheet. I was hearing you while I was eating. Um,
Y- Yeah, I was just kind of like trying to dig into it and just see like what's going on here.
well, they can't hold on to those bonds, man. You got to pay
Yeah.
people to take them away from them.
Yeah,
How bad it is.
that's what I started really realizing. Like, that's what I was kind of like wrapping my head around over the weekend. I was like, wait a minute, like, as they raise interest rates, that's what's really burning them because then when they have to like actually get the cash when people are pulling deposits, like, it's just crazy how like it made sense, but like now seeing it in real time, like, holy shit, like,
You want to hear this director?
mhm,
Since founding the firm, she has spoken on blockchain technology, IoT, and artificial intelligence at many global conferences, including the Milken Global Institute. Bam! There you go.
damn,
And what is she with? Previously, she worked at Intel Capital, investing in enterprise software in Silicon Valley, 1999 to 2003. New Venture Partners. And this board of directors is a list of the who's who of people who are just going to make
damn,
bad decisions. Um, he was, what is this? Access to the Capital Committee member of the U.S. Secretary of State Clinton Women's Leadership Council.
damn,
They both have ties to that side. I already said my part on that. I don't really want to
damn.
go that route. You know that I don't want to do it, but
Mhm.
they're making me do it. What do you want me to do? Like I had this whole theory. Like, you're not ready for it. All right, check this out. And I'll call you Tetron, not Noah. I'll do the thing.
No, you could do either one. Wait, did you want me to like put go on your stream or?
You're already on my stream right now.
Oh, I didn't realize you're live too.
Oh, don't worry. We're running a dual live stream. You're just there. Don't even worry.
Okay, bet. Yeah, no, I
This
just
guy's
I'm
is echoing like crazy. Oh, okay.
I'm
Let me
for
fix
it.
his mic. I apologize, guys. I can fix his mic. Um, but all I have to do is lower down my thing. If I turn on my headphones, then it'll be good. Go ahead and talk now.
Yep.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Well, I can't hear you.
What
Can
is
I
it?
hear you? I don't even know.
I'm
Something
here.
happened. Oh, I might have hit mute. Okay,
No,
can you
you're
talk
good.
now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're good then. Okay, here we go. So anyway, back to what I was saying.
Mhm.
Is my theory. This is like a crazy, like way out there theory, and I have to see whatever these guys are doing. Ann
Mhm.
Trade's girlfriend transition to a female was a success. Oh, good job, guys. Way to sort that out right now on a Sunday.
Yeah. Top priority right now with everything going on.
Yeah. So Tetra, here's my theory. Okay.
Mhm.
And everybody's saying what's up to both of us. You guys know how it goes. How
Hey,
many
hello world.
coincidences until mathematically impossible?
True.
Yeah. Here's how this works. Yeah, they say much better the sound. Thank you. Here's my theory, and you can call me crazy, but
Mhm.
so my theory is they reinstate Jerome Powell to the head of the Fed, right?
Mhm.
And by doing that, they made him the fall guy. And what the fall guy is that they're going to keep increasing rates until it forces a recession to happen. And they
Mhm.
accelerated that recession by increasing the rates as fast as they have, the fastest in history. And what
Mhm.
that does is it crumbles mid cap and small cap companies that can't carry these bonds into this era
Mhm.
of adjusting interest rates that keep going up and up and up. And as they
Mhm.
keep going up and up and up, you are going to now have a year and a half to make the claim that you have fixed the economy. So if we bury this economy right now,
Mhm.
you have about a year and a half to get ready for an election, and it can be orchestrated, it can be manufactured this way. I think this crazy only because I've lived
Mhm.
this life. I lived through 9/11, I lived through
Mhm.
COVID, and now I'm living through this right here in front of you. And I'm telling you, them to allow banks to just close over a weekend is
Mhm.
crazy. Like, you're telling me that Janet Yellen can proclaim that they're not going to
Mhm.
save these commercial banks? That means that you're okay with millions of people losing their jobs. That's what you're telling me. And when you do that, that's a
Mhm.
self-induced gunshot wound. And that's what I see. I don't see it any other way, man. I just don't.
Yeah.
And you tell me how you feel.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't have.
no, yeah, it's crazy because it's like I've never heard of a bank closing like over the weekend. Like, have you ever heard of that like prior to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
very.
it happened. It happened
Mhm.
with like the investment for like with Lehman.
Mhm.
I had said that, and with they closed on a Thursday, opened on
Mhm.
a Friday, and then they had a buyer by Monday.
Crazy.
That's the way they do it. They give themselves
Mhm.
the weekend to really shuffle the deck. But back then, what they did was they had Merrill Lynch, E of
Mhm.
A, which they ended up joining forces, and then you had J.P. Morgan Chase. They have
Mhm.
four big banks now, and the ones who didn't get called to the table was Lehman because they were like, "Hey, listen, we're going to buy you out. We're just going to
Mhm.
buy out everything you have." That's why like Jamie Dimon and all these guys are so famous because they literally made billions of dollars for their clients, everyone, because they
Mhm.
bought all the debt. And in this case, somebody out here is telling me that it's mortgage-backed securities,
Mhm.
and that's crazy if it is for Silicon Valley because if you're putting your money in something like that, but yet you're over leveraged because you have this
Mhm.
risky side of it where you're actually loaning money to startups, risky startups. I'll give you this. Like,
Mhm.
think about this. You and I, we're adults. We have
Mhm.
money. Go to work. We get a check. Who do you
Mhm.
bank with? Like, you bank with a tier one bank, guys who have trillions of assets under management, or do you
Mhm.
go with the mom and pop bank and then you're unsecure on your money? Well, chances are we're under $250,000.
Mhm. Yeah,
If
for sure.
these companies are over 250, they need to go
Mhm.
put their money in the best bank possible, not put it in a risky bank. And here's the problem that I have with bank runs and why people are not talking about this and they need to.
Mhm.
The bank run is a reality because you lose you lose
Mhm.
no money by pulling your money out, right? Like
Mhm.
today, if I say, you know what, I don't like that bank, let me go get my money out right now.
Yeah.
I'll see what happens a month from now, a year from now. I still have that money on me and I can go put it back in. No harm, no foul.
Mhm.
But if you leave your money in there, just with the off chance that you're going to lose 15 to 20% because that's all that's insured by the FDIC after this all settles down,
Mhm.
who's taking that risk? Nobody. Nobody's willing to lose money with the,
Yeah, no,
I might
exactly.
lose it, I might not. That's just me.
Yeah, and, like, did you see what happened with the US dollar coin thing? Like, how it, like,
I
depegged
was
because
watching it.
Circle.
I saw it got unpegged.
Mhm.
I don't know I don't know how to exactly explain that whole side of it.
Yeah, so, like, part of it is, like, there or from what I understand, like, part of their reserves, like, for they say it's 1 to 1, but, it's, like, quote, unquote, 1 to 1
Right,
because
right, right.
part of it is in cash, but part of it is in, like, shorter term bonds, like, super short term, but at the same time, it's like, if it's not all cash, and then suddenly a bunch of people started redeeming, and I think people are panicking, like, "Well, what if that 3.3 billion doesn't get returned?" So then everyone started like redeeming, but then Coinbase, like Robin, all those guys were like, "Well, actually, you can't redeem US dollar coin this weekend. Banks are or whatever." So then they're like, "Oh, it'll resume on Monday." And then, sure enough, there's a resolution before Monday.
So what do you need? You need to have the Fed back up every. I mean, this
Mhm.
comes into the play of who's currently in the administration for crypto regulation.
Mhm.
Like the Fed's gonna back every deposit.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah,
You can't.
and also like just the deposits alone that's being covered for like Silicon Valley Bank. I was looking like how Ryan Cohen tweeted today about like the tarps. That
Mhm.
was for like 700 billion, and that's like already 25% of that total like thing, the total TARP like that he referenced, like 700 billion. 25% is just Silicon Valley Bank alone deposits, and that's like only the 16th largest. Like, what if somebody bigger? You know what I mean? Like, it really just opened my eyes. Like, damn.
So I don't understand what Ruben's saying. He's saying PPT to the rescue. I'm lost there
Mm.
on that one.
Let's see,
Like it's
PPT. What does that stand for?
Yeah, no, but so what I'm looking at, when will the dollar be considered a meme? I'd probably never, Dennis. It's the problem with that is okay. So we've always dealt with petrodollars. That's what I
Hmm.
call them, oil dollars. Um, so countries sell oil.
Hmm.
But what they don't do is they don't sell it for euros or for the yen or the yuan. They sell it for U.S. dollars. No matter what country you're in, you're dealing with U.S. dollars when you think about oil because that's how the Saudis get their money. Period. Texas, you won't even have Texas money um, being spent here anymore. They're selling it elsewhere, the oil itself, and that's because our administration doesn't allow it. So once that dollar has been unpegged from the gas dollar, from the oil dollar, now we're looking at a different dollar, right? And I tell you this because you've got to think
Hmm.
about where you spend your money. Whether you spend your money on utilities, food,
Hmm.
and then infrastructure to live, you have to know what the necessities are. And I just named you three necessities, but all the luxuries in life is that's just what this is. Like the executives are going to get paid apparently because they already gave themselves a raise last year,
Hmm.
but the people putting in money. Let me tell you guys something about confidence. You will lose every listen, people that run businesses and people that put money in, there is no, oh, I make a risk here to put this money in. What is the point? What is the point of having 5,000 banks in the country, regionally, as local banks, regional banks,
Mhm.
and then you have these national banks? What do you need all these small banks for? You don't if they can't insure your funds, or if they don't have them back that way. If they're over leveraged and they're doing
Mhm.
things that just wouldn't be business savvy. I just saw a whole board of directors that have ties to the left, and you're telling me that Signature Bank is just that dumb? There's no way. I have to go read more into the damn
Mhm.
the whole underline of it all. Every quarter, see what they were doing, see what assets under management they had. This is fresh. It just came out an hour
Mhm.
ago. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, what I'm
Okay.
telling you is this. So I'm at this funeral, right?
Mhm.
I'm at a funeral with a bunch of, I don't want to call them billionaires. We'll just say millionaires.
Mhm.
And we're there and we're talking, and they're like, "Oh, look at this picture. It's so and so and Nancy Pelosi and some other famous actress, whatever."
Mhm.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, these are the circles that people are running in, right? They're like, we're here in
Mhm.
California, but not a single person in that room
Mhm.
was talking about a bank collapse. No one brought up the fact that the world's crumbling right in front of you, and that's why I feel like the fact that you're in GameStop, I'm in
Mhm.
GameStop, and we all have the same like minds. It's like you think there's FOMO coming? I don't think there's FOMO coming.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what I think there is. I think there's going to be people trying to chase it, yes, but
Mhm.
there's us who already believe, already entrenched in what this company's doing in the leadership. But remember that GameStop has $1 billion that's secure. Like
Mhm.
they're not leveraged to that point. And from what
Mhm.
I see, they don't have ties to the Silicon Valley Bank. So I was happy to hear that part.
Yeah. Me too.
But have marketable securities that are going to have an increase in value, or you
Mhm.
can get out of them very quickly. I feel this market's coming down tomorrow. I
Mhm.
feel the confidence is not there, and everyone's looking for a soft landing. And I'm not just talking about the economy soft landing, I'm talking about the financial soft landing, that they need to go find a bank that can insure their money. If you start giving
Mhm.
money to Bank of America and JP Morgan, and now they're telling me BRICS, guys,
Mhm.
I'm not sending my money overseas or in any, I don't know what BRICS is exactly. I just
Yeah.
know that
I
it has
never
a
heard of
billion.
it.
Oh, BRICS is it's the latest one that's getting all the money right now from all
Let's
these
see.
pullouts. On these
Uh.
bank runs, BRICS has the most new. I think it was like a over $100 million in infused capital, and they
Mhm.
have it stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Spain. I believe that's what it
Ah.
stands
Gotcha.
for.
Gotcha.
And they're trying to come up with like a central banking system for the world, and it's going to be this company. So I don't know what
Mhm.
the purpose was of this, but confidence is an all-time low. Yes, I agree with you, Ryan Sung. And I feel that for you not to be confident in what's happening with your money, that is a huge deciding factor on whether or not to
Mhm.
run. And a bank run can happen, guys. If you guys aren't familiar with a bank run, what that is anyone shows up to your bank, they knock on the door, and they say, "Hey, I want my money," and you don't have it. It's essentially what they did, what Binance did to FTX, and they went
Yep.
to go back and say, "You know, we want our money for these tokens that we have that you sold us." And they're
Yep.
like, "Well, that money's out somewhere. It's on a loan somewhere." If they can't fulfill those obligations, they shut the doors, and then the FDIC comes in and they shut them down. But in this case, shutting down 3 banks in a week, that is
Mhm.
not a coincidence. That is not a
Yeah.
form
It's.
this is a sole entity issue. This is this is collateral. This is dominoes,
Mhm.
and you know what happens. And if you don't know what happens, I can tell you because I lived it. You will see everyone run like wild. And when I mean
Mhm.
everyone, no, not you and me. Like, guys, calm down. The
Mhm.
world's okay. Us people, we're okay. Unless you got over 250 grand in the bank somewhere, we're okay. And I mean, I'm gonna park all my money into GameStop. That's what I do. That's fine. But
Mhm.
I park it there, or I park it in my other funds, and I'm okay with it. But I don't have it in a commercial bank. I don't have it in a private bank, like for private banking or anything like that. I just don't, because can't trust these guys right now. And I don't mind not trusting them. Let me pull my money out. Let me hold it for a little bit, and
Mhm.
let me park it in GameStop, and I'll come back to it. So that's just my theory on this right now. Um, if you want to go down this list with me right now, it's gonna be awesome. This is all happening while GameStop earnings are gonna be announced in
Yeah.
21st.
Yeah. Let me just pull
Let
up your stream
GameStop
real
go
quick.
positive. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when GameStop goes no? net zero and make some crazy coin.
Mhm.
Oh man, I'm excited. All right, so I'm pulling up the tracker right now. Okay, I want to look up each bank individually. I don't care how long this takes. I don't care. Um, I want to look and see if they had movement right now on the other side. So Associated Bank Corp is a bank, and it looks like they were flat. They didn't lose much. They did. They gapped down. Wow.
I'm
So they
sorry, which one's
gapped
this?
down. This is ASB.
ASB. All right.
ASB gapped down that morning. This is the confidence factor, guys. When you can go from 20 and a half all the way down to 19.5. I know that's not a lot to some of you guys. Just know that there's a float here. We floated $3 billion, smaller bank, and that's just what the stock is worth. But if you look at it, it gapped down the morning of. It's been coming down from the $23 price point all the way down to 19.59. That is no confidence in the bank itself, and you're losing confidence in the whole banking sector. So there's one that I'd be looking at. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and set it up to just short all these banks during this time
Mhm.
frame.
Yeah,
Like
that's
if
how it
you
seems
just
to always go.
well they're gonna pounce, man. What do you want them to do? They gotta. I don't even know how they become unleveraged at this point. This one battled back. 36.16. Okay, it's not bad. They said Pacific West, if I'm not mistaken. That's the
Mhm.
one. So Bank of California, BANC. I'm looking them all up. I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm gonna be here for a while. This one coming down. Yeah, whenever look at this. I mean, guys, this is every bank. This is not like I don't help people know. This is not normal. Every bank just to come crashing from 1826 all the way down to 1444, and it just happened
Mhm.
in a day. Like you literally just lost. Uh, that looks like
Yeah,
over
it's
10%. Over 10%. It
mhm.
went from 16. That would be $1.60. Yeah, all the way down.
Mhm. What do you
So
think what's going on with Schwab?
I saw them go all the way down.
Mhm.
If they're exposed to any of this, like you don't want a big guy like that to be exposed.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people have money invested with them. Look at that shit. Bank of America.
Mhm.
My God. Is that Bank of America? Oh man. All time low. Triple low. Whatever
Damn.
it is.
Yeah, that's a
Since the
massive.
pandemic. See, boom, boom, boom. What was this one over here? Oh, since GameStop. There you go. Since GameStop. That's pretty cool.
Did you look at
So come on down. You're the next contestant on. You're about to get punked.
that?
Bank of America's not looking good, guys. What's Kramer gonna say? Buy all these stocks? So what can he say at this point?
Yeah.
Western Alliance, that's the bank. Well, we're going down the list, guys. I hear you. I'm at Bank of Hawaii. Hopefully, Hawaii they just kept the money on the island and do anything stupid.
Keep it chill.
Bank of Hawaii. Oh God, God, that's a
Bad.
gap. Yeah, dropped down from 73 all the way down to 59. Those are huge drops for these guys, bro.
Damn. Yeah, it's crazy.
Not looking
These are all
good.
like big names we're talking about. Like it's and all at once. Like you're right. It's just simply not a coincidence.
Well, it's not what it is confidence.
Hmm.
It's nothing, the business is all about confidence. Like investing is all about confidence. If you
Hmm.
think that it's possible, that's all it takes. Like how
Hmm.
old are you again?
22.
22, brother. I love you, man.
Nah,
Right,
I
check
love
this
you,
out.
man. You're awesome.
Yeah, I hear you. Check this out. BRBS. Ever been in a
Mhm.
relationship?
Me?
Oh, you got a girlfriend, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. Nah, we're in
Yeah,
good
yeah.
shape.
We talked about that. Look at this bank. This bank's trash. Don't ever go to Blue Ridge. Where the hell is this shit? God damn. Hey, Blue Ridge fell off the map.
Damn.
Cool. I don't want to know what happened. Um, you got a girlfriend,
Hmm.
and whenever you're in a relationship and you lose trust in that person, something happens, right? For
Hmm.
you to lose trust. I'll give you this example. Maybe her best friend it cheats on her husband, right? That gives you the notion, like, hey, you surround yourself with this cheater. That's who you hang out with. You are who you hang out with.
Hmm.
So now they're just guilty by association, and it's the fact of the doubt that it could happen. That is the
Hmm.
same parallel to what investing is. The fact that it could happen, that
Mhm.
that friend let it happen. Maybe it's in their mind. So maybe that bank allowed this to happen. Maybe it's in this new bank's mind.
Mhm.
Maybe this new bank has a new board of directors or a new individual that came from previous banks. Because when you look at people that were at Lehman,
Mhm.
that were at Bear Stearns, that were
Mhm.
at SAC Capital, that were at all the shutdown firms, right?
Yep.
Look at them and you say, well, they've done something bad in the past. They're associated with that brand. All those people needed jobs. When Lehman Brothers closed down, every single one of
Mhm.
those executives went to find a new job.
Yep.
They still have the characteristics and the business savvy to do what they just did. That's why I go look back to see where they're coming from. And when I see these guys, man, they're
Mhm.
snakes in the grass. So just giving you a parallel of losing
Mhm.
trust. When you lose trust, it's basically you can never get it back. You have to be in full
Yeah.
forgiveness mode, and it's not possible. Sometimes you're just better off to cut ties with that person and go to another one, and move on with
Mhm.
life. But and I don't want to speak about myself too much. No, I'm joking. Um,
No,
I've known my
I
wife
definitely hear
16
what you're
years.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just that way. No, I'm telling you
Mhm.
right now, bro. You're gonna lose. These guys are gonna lose some money, okay? And I'm
Mhm.
still going down the list. All right, guys, I'm gonna take my time. Talk to the crowd. Do your thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, dude, it's just awesome to be here and just feel like talking with you and just everything happening in real time is like to me it's so fascinating because like kind of you were saying before how you've lived through like a lot of these different things and like you're blessed with that experience. For me, like 2008, I was literally like 8 or 9 years old, so I had no idea what's going on with that like in that moment in time. So I really had to like go back and just kind of analyze it. And I always thought like I could never really have it again. They put these safeguards in place, right? Like in high school and whatever. They just as time moved on, I got invested in GameStop, this and that, and then you just start to like look at everything deeper, and like when you just really look at the numbers and like the actual facts, it's like, holy shit, this is
Okay.
literally.
So you kind of like hit something on the head right there. Okay.
Hmm.
So when you say they put all these safeguards into place, right?
Hmm.
Those are dealt. Citibank's unaffected, bro. Damn it! I need Citibank
Hmm.
to go under. I have some credit cards with them, and
Yeah, that would
uh,
be nice then.
I want them to go under, so I don't have to pay these damn credit card bills. Anyway, um, here's the deal: the regulations that they put into place from 2009 financial crisis, 2008 to
Hmm.
2009, those are made for for the big caps, right?
Hmm.
So when you look at banking, and if you have under 250, or I'm sorry, if you have under $50 billion in deposits,
Hmm.
they don't mess with you. But the minute you have over 50 billion, they did was whatever I read yesterday was your prudential, as they call it. You are now
Hmm.
you're an esteemed group of banks, and you play under different regulations. So they actually this is why I'm
Hmm.
mad at Moody's, right? So Moody's
Hmm.
goes in and gives a AAA rating to Silicon Valley Bank last month,
Yeah, I heard
and
that. It was literally like when it
like
went under, it was literally like, hey, like what?
what the hell's going on? Like, who's doing the rating system? And if you looked at what happened in the past with housing, you know that they were
Hmm.
triple A rated, all those mortgage-backed securities, all those tranches, whatever the hell they were
Hmm.
called, the CDOs or whatever they're called.
Yeah, CMOs
Um,
or whatever.
yeah, whatever they're called. I watched the movie 20 times, man. I'm a
Yeah.
professional now. But the point is, that at some point, someone's just pencil whipping. They're just
Hmm.
getting things done just for the sake of doing it. They're not really doing the due diligence on their
Hmm.
own platforms. And what it does, it costs people money, sure, but now
Hmm.
it's going to cost people their lives, like their livelihoods. And it's
Yeah.
terrible, man. It's terrible for everything that's going to crumble. But
Hmm.
for me personally, on the other side of the coin, where we're betting the
Hmm.
short essentially. I know we're
Hmm.
long on GameStop, but that is betting the short because
Yeah.
we are basically the short of the market, or the opposite.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. If
that's why I have that negative beta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I really feel like it's the ultimate like market hedge. Like I've kind of said that into like my circle of friends and they just don't quite understand it. Like I've like
Yeah, oh, trust me.
couple close friends that like I've like obviously I've talked to like a long time. Like I don't know if you've seen like my friend like JPP. He's always hopping on and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I
talking
know.
about it. Like he's really into GameStop, so he really like kind of sees where I'm coming from with things. But a lot of other people are like, why would you like why are you holding GameStop to hedge against the market crash? Like that doesn't make any sense. And I just say you'll see. You just like like if it's I've tried to explain, but if they're just not getting it, you'll see, you'll see. Just keep an eye on it. That's kind of like my go-to thing to say with GameStop these days because people are always like, "Oh, I don't understand." I mean, like, If I just tell someone random, of course, that's what I mean in terms of that. But it's just funny.
These guys are gonna go under right here. These guys going under. Western Alliance is going under, bro. There's no doubt in my mind.
Western
They were
Alliance.
all-time pumped, all-time high this January of last year at 122 a
Hmm.
share. They
Oof,
touched all the way
20%.
down to $30 yesterday
Hmm.
on Friday. I mean,
Damn. Oh
they
yeah,
hit
yeah, I
the
did
low of
see
30.
that actually.
They're down 20% already on the day, and after hours they're down an additional 4%. Sitting at 49 and some change, 49.34. That's
Hmm.
coming down because apparently these guys must have ties. Like I don't know who's
Hmm.
pulling out money. I don't know who initiated this, but it just can't be one. It just can't be like, hey,
Yeah.
Silicon Valley, that's it. No way. If people are really looking at the books now the way they want to see them like this,
Hmm.
oh, it's gonna be painful. Man.
Yeah,
Look at that
that
bank sector.
that's what I was kind of thinking. Like when you say like looking at the books, I wonder now, like, will more people like, I guess in the sense like not necessarily like when I say like a rich person, like maybe someone that like has somebody like doing their finances for them, like are all their guys gonna be like, hey, you should like probably move your money from this bank because like more people like look at banks closer. Like, do you think that's something that's kind of going on right now, or like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. People
mhm,
put their eyes on it.
yeah,
Um, I just want to thank Challenger right now in the
hmm,
chat. Challenger just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are getting the member section, the members only section, those are my OnlyFans. I have 19 videos and they're called OnlyFans. And
nice,
oh, it's awesome, bro. OnlyFans.
it's awesome.
You guys can go ahead and hang out there and see what we do. Well, it's behind the scenes of the channel. Like I give them a prep of what we're gonna do for the day, where to meet me, where
Hmm.
to see me, all this stuff.
Nice.
I went to this funeral for a
Hmm.
young lady. She was really old.
Yeah, I'm sorry for
And
your loss.
oh, it's okay, it's okay. She was so my
Hmm.
wife's grandmother was like our grandmother, right? Like she was
Hmm.
grandmother for the whole family.
Gotcha.
And her birthday is 310, which was 2 days ago.
Hmm.
This so happens to be the same day that these announcements start happening. So is
Hmm.
tied in with GameStop's peak of 2021. Remember before, like after in
Yeah, that
March, that
crazy
pump.
day.
Same thing. Her birthday, grandma's birthday, Grandma Nina. Awesome.
Hmm.
She has GameStop shares, and she passed away on Valentine's Day last year.
Hmm.
And those shares will not be sold ever. They died with her.
Hmm.
They live with her. That's it. They're done. So that's why I tell you she's diamond handed. So she
Hmm.
supports the channel, supports me, or she did
It's
when
awesome.
she was here.
Hmm.
So anyway, so grandma used to work for this family, and she worked for 7 families in the Vintage. The Vintage is the most prestigious country club in America.
Hmm.
That's up for debate, maybe top 3 in that range. Bill Gates lives there. We just drove by his house.
Oh damn.
Everybody lives there, right? Like anybody who's
Hmm.
somebody lives there. Have a
Gotcha.
house there. And so they had a huge like remembrance of her, the one of the ladies that the grandmother used to work for, Grandma Nina used to
Hmm.
work for, and Grandma Nina worked for them for 40 years. So she was the estate planner for them. I mean, they own jets and all that stuff, right? They flew
Hmm.
everywhere. They're giving out like they're standing up, giving these stories of like what they remember, and I'm in the crowd. Okay, I'm just there,
Hmm.
and I never got to meet Mrs. Her name's Mrs. Hall. I'll even say her name, Evelyn Hall, and never got to meet her. I just know that she's a huge donor of like everything. Like she funded the YMCA for the whole
Hmm.
region down here. I mean, she would donate $1 million to McCollum Theater. Like they did a lot of philanthropy. So moving forward, these guys are all telling stories. And let me tell you how out of touch they are with reality.
Hmm.
Oh, well, when we took the plane and we did this and we did, they have their own jets and stuff, and they all get around. They don't even live here.
Hmm.
Oh, we just sold the house and it sold for about 6 million and blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, you guys are crazy.
Hmm.
Like, I'm just listening, right? All right, all right. Does anybody know that 3 banks just closed? Like, I
Yeah.
got the update in my on my Discord from Almo in my phone. Almo goes, "Yo, just heard on the radio,
Hmm.
Signature Bank just closed," and I was like screaming inside. I'm like, "Baby, we gotta go." And my wife's like, "What do you mean? We still have dinner. We still have all this." I'm like, "These people don't know. They don't know what's about to happen. They'll get a
Yeah.
call from their broker later, and their broker be like, 'Hey, I think we should look at this bank and get out of here or go
Hmm.
buy something.'" Like, who knows what they're doing with their money? I don't care. But it was just like I was out of my element, as in to say
Hmm.
that like these guys are not grinding for their money. they're not watching it as
Hmm.
closely as we are. I think that this group of individuals, whether you're a GameStop investor, AMC, or Bed Bath& and
Hmm.
Beyond, I think you're the most informed retail investors in a very long time, where you have a great grasp. You might have a disproportion of belief in reality, that's different, but you understand the mechanics of the market and what could happen. So when we
Hmm.
look at this, banks running, I think people need to be fearful with the point that you might lose confidence, right? Like
Hmm.
your bank might start getting run and you might go get scared. But I'm telling you, unless you have over 250,000, chill,
Yeah, exactly.
relax,
Much agreed.
because the government does protect you at that point. I just don't know why they're thinking that we're gonna back every dollar, or that we
Hmm.
have to. So like, okay, let's talk about that for a minute.
Hmm.
So there's people out here calling for the
Hmm.
Fed to save these banks. They're saying we have to,
Hmm.
and the government has to step in. And then you have Janet Yellen, the treasurer,
Hmm.
saying absolutely not. It's not going to happen. And
Hmm.
that is a posturing move for me personally. I don't know if you saw the video I put up earlier today,
No,
but
I didn't get a
I
chance to yet.
oh, you fake
Mhm.
fan, you never
No,
you
no,
never
no.
got to
I'll
watch that
definitely.
video.
I gotta watch it later.
Let me tell you something, okay, young man. All the people who follow, like, I got a whole bunch of friends of mine that follow me, right? They're
Hmm.
subscribers, and I'll be like, "Hey, man, yeah, what's up?" They're like, "Hey, Marantz, what you got going on?" I said, "I don't know. You watch the video?" Like, "Oh man, I haven't had time." Yeah, man, they're just so long. I'm like, "It was 3 minutes. It was an update video. You didn't watch it? All right, whatever." But anyway, back to you. What I said was that you can you can sit back and you can think about these guys trying to save people, but I think that she's posturing because they
Hmm.
don't want to bail out the banks, but I think they would. They
Hmm.
would, because it would you would lose all confidence and this whole damn thing can come cascading down. It's like a you don't want to see
Hmm.
like an avalanche type style, but it literally will build up that type of momentum and
Hmm.
you can stop it rather than having an ego and saying we're not going to save them that bank. They were overextended on their own. No, you might have tipped them over. Somebody might have
Hmm.
tipped them over. I say the Fed because if you look at Gary Becker, who is the chairman and he's the CEO,
Hmm.
acting CEO for Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah.
Gary Becker was just previously, up until yesterday, on the board of directors for the San Francisco Fed.
Yes. It's
So,
so bizarre that that's allowed. Yeah, I could not
well,
believe that.
exactly.
And he
I'm with
sold
you.
his
How about
shares 2 weeks ago, and he was like getting bonuses. Like, how does
that?
this stuff happen? It's
I
crazy.
understand, bro. They didn't even get bonus. You know what they did with the bonuses? Because they had no
Hmm.
incentive bonuses. They didn't reach them.
Hmm.
They gave themselves a base pay increase. So
Crazy.
they are hilarious, these bankers. But this
Yeah,
guy
it's.
is is at the forefront of it all, knowing that they're going to raise rates. You don't think he has the phone call that says, "Hey, we're going to raise rates another 50
Hmm.
basis points"? Like, he knows. They all know.
Hmm.
Come on, they're he's a chairman of the board. He's on the board of directors for the Fed.
Hmm.
He's got to know, right? So
Hmm.
that's the conclusion,
It's, yeah. It's.
and and you're doing the business this way. I think Janet Yellen posturing, saying that they're not
Hmm.
going to buy up the debt and they're not going to back the deposits. They're
Hmm.
going to let the FDIC get a portion of it, right? They're going to give out a percentage. They have to announce that
Hmm.
percentage tomorrow. If they let another day pass, they're doing an injustice to the individuals in those banks. So
Hmm.
people essentially are going to feel this is like all things equal are going to go to the bank tomorrow and attempt to pull money out
Hmm.
to pay off their employees, to pay their vendors, to pay the utilities, right?
Hmm.
Just to keep the lights on. But
Exactly.
how much can they insure? Supposedly it's not that bad, and they can get an 80%, 85%,
Hmm.
90%. So you lose 10%. I'm sorry. Nobody puts money in the bank to say, you know what, I have the
Yeah.
possibility of losing 10%. Not a
Exactly.
single
Yeah.
damn person in this country. So why the hell would they
Exactly.
be any different? So I think that she's posturing just to
Hmm.
put pressure on a bigger bank, a bigger institution to
Hmm.
buy out this SVB. That's what I
Makes
think.
sense. No, it makes sense, and that definitely kind of lines up with what you were saying, like about Powell being like the fall guy, like put in there, because like the rates being raised at this rate, like it's just like everyone's like acting. I feel like in like the media, like how could this have happened? And it's like
No,
if you just kind of look at
no, no,
everything
no,
that's
no,
been
no.
building, like.
Listen, listen. This administration has not called a
Mhm.
recession. even though you're in a recession.
Oh,
And
did you
the
see they
way they
tweeted?
pop,
Like what the
I
White
didn't
House
see what they
tweeted?
tweeted.
The White House tweeted
I didn't see
literally
it.
today that Biden's economic plan is working, and I was like, really?
That's some bullshit. Oh,
Like it's
there you go.
crazy. Like how do you like
What a flex. Hey,
after
Adam
what
Aaron,
just
your
happened?
popcorn's making you billions, by the way.
Yeah,
It's the same way of thinking. It's the
it's
same way of thinking.
crazy.
It's like I feel AMC is the United
Mhm.
States on a smaller scale. Right? So just, just bullshit leadership and propaganda and
Yeah,
the
it's
smoke and mirrors.
yeah,
Okay,
it's crazy.
so let's talk about that for a second. The Fed itself and the
Mhm,
roles of Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen and Biden. Okay, so
mhm,
we know what we do know is that they were pumping money to Ukraine. Ukraine was in turn pumping money back to FTX, who was in turn
mhm,
pumping money to um, the Democratic, you know,
mhm.
um, political environment. They were
Yep.
propping up everyone to get
Mhm,
once the elections were over in November. FTX files for bankruptcy. When FTX
mhm,
files for bankruptcy, Sullivan and Cromwell negotiate this bankruptcy, and they're currently billing FTX over $16 million
mhm.
a month, overly
Crazy.
billing them.
Mhm,
FTX's lead counsel worked for Sullivan and Cromwell before he worked for them. So it's like he's helping out his buddies by agreeing to this agreement. Now,
mhm,
in addition to that, you have he also worked for Gary Gensler before he worked for
hmm,
Sullivan and Cromwell. And this is the head lawyer for FTX. Now you go through and you see that Sullivan and Cromwell are making money off the bankruptcy, right? Charging
mhm,
astronomical fees. Well,
mhm.
let's go roll over to Sullivan and or to Silicon Valley Bank right now, and the lawyers in charge while the shutdown, Sullivan and Cromwell.
Same ones, right?
Yes. So, and the part that nobody talks about is the fact that Apollo owns the underlying debt over there in FTX. They've been buying that out, and there's a
Mhm,
connection between Sullivan and Cromwell and Apollo. But great. But I'm just letting you know the same
mhm,
vultures we've been saying, vulture capitalists, vulture, these guys, and I don't want to call it ever a strong takeover, a strong arm takeover, or a hostile takeover.
mhm,
They're just here to pick off the carcass of failure. That's why I say distressed
mhm,
credit investors, right? Like whenever these guys are tied to it and you see the names, you got to
mhm,
run. So Signature Bank, same thing. Who's
mhm,
going to buy up Signature Bank when you have numerous people in Congress from the left that are in the company itself? This is the second bank that I've seen someone from the
mhm,
Biden and Obama administration deep inside the company on the
mhm.
board of directors. That is crazy. It's
It's
crazy other
nuts,
than the
yeah.
orchestrated collapse. And I'm gonna sit
Mhm,
here and I'm gonna be this big brain thinker and say the wrong thing
mhm.
and get myself canceled. And
I know
they
what you're
just
saying, though, it's just
reported
as
that
it
Yellen
is.
is bailing them out. Okay, so this was just reported that Janet
Mhm.
Yellen is going to bail them out. Wow, what did I tell you?
Yeah, it's damn.
What did I fucking tell you if this is true? Yeah, I'm serious, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not a genius, okay? I know
Mhm,
people see me do all the research, whatever it may be, but I'm just a common sense kind of guy. You
mhm,
can't let it fail, and you can't do this shit. Approved actions enabling the FDIC to complete its resolution of Silicon Valley Bank, blah blah blah, in a manner fully protected all depositors. Wow, depositors
Oh,
will have access to
yep, I saw
all
that,
their money
yeah.
starting Monday. What a
Crazy.
bunch of shit.
It really
What a
just
bunch of
incentivizes
shit.
other people to be like, "You know what? If we just do something stupid, it's fine. They'll just
Let me
cover it up."
explain to you. Well, let me explain that to you, like how this works, because this happened.
Mhm,
Okay, when you and people need to know this part.
mhm.
When you fully, man. Okay, let me get my mind right, and I'm gonna
Hey,
do
you're
it.
good. Take
Okay.
your time. I'm
Oh,
chilling.
shit, man. When you fully insure all depositors, okay, all of them, it's gonna take you back to the wild, wild west of 2008. This is when bankers don't give a shit what they do. They literally
Mhm.
will make the most riskiest play in the world because it doesn't matter. They can
Yep.
over leverage themselves 2,000%, and you're telling me you're gonna back them. This is a straight bailout of whom? Her friends?
Mhm,
Because that's who's on the board of directors for Silicon Valley Bank. That's who's on the board of directors for Signature Bank. This is absolute
mhm.
crime. And you're
It's
going to tell
craziness.
me that it's exposing what exactly? Who's buying up the debt and who's doing it for the short? Who's on the both sides of this coin? Because it's being played out in real time. A
Mhm.
fucking weekend of halts, and this is what they come up with.
It's crazy.
This is absolutely crazy.
It
I
is
was just
nuts.
mentioning earlier, and I saw the bank run and wall on Monday. Oh my God, changed direction and did the bailout. This is crazy. Foreclosures are good. Cut the fat. Yeah, that is absolutely good. Thank you. Breathe, my brother. I'm trying. I'm trying. Alvarez Papa, welcome to the chat. It's not a bailout. Are you serious, Mike Lang? It's not a bailout?
It's a quote
When they
unquote
say they're going
bailout.
to secure all deposits, that's a bailout. Okay,
Yeah,
securing
it's
all deposits when they don't have the cash, that's a cash infusion. Where do you think the money comes from? FDIC is going to secure what? $150 billion of deposits? They only had enough for 22 billion? No. Won't this make a bank run happen in foreign banks and move to U.S. banks where deposits are fully insured? Yes and no, Mr. Stumbles. A lot of people don't move money around in banks because they do have ties to the banks. Like
Mhm.
it's just this is not that. Oh my god.
yeah, it's
Oh
it's just
god.
crazy because it just
Oh,
I feel like it just
Biden,
keeps the
Biden,
snowball.
I'm sorry, guys. This is the type of leadership you have, and here's what happens. And I really, well, I can't even get
Hmm.
discouraged, man, because I already knew this was going to happen. Like, I
Hmm.
literally said it today. They
Hmm.
have to bail them out. You can't let it crumble because if you do, guess what? You have multiple banks that are going to bounce.
Exactly.
Now look at this. The minute another bank bounces, now we'll save them. Now we'll save them.
Craziness.
Oh my God. Who would ever invest in them again? Well, let me tell you something. Everybody, because they're backed. Because, oh, the government has their back.
Eh,
And it's a bailout. 100%. It's a bail in. I agree with that too.
yeah.
UK put up an offer to buy SVB and they got till tomorrow either accept or deny the offer. Well, they can still be bought out. They're still going to get bought out.
Hmm.
Dreamer. They're still going to get bought out. What they're trying to do is prevent the bank run. That's all they're
Exactly.
trying to do, saying that their deposits are fully insured. So everyone's still going to run on the bank. But to pay that, you're paying that. That's
It's
crazy.
craziness.
I said it this week, and there was a huge meeting in the mines, and they worked it out. With the Asian markets open, France, they had to do it. I know they had to do it, Model 3. I know they had to. But remember, they're not
Mhm.
calling Warren Buffett for the money this time. They're calling you. FDIC is you. You guys pay for that. We pay for that.
It's what do you think they're going to talk about tomorrow, like in the emergency meeting? Just, I mean, obviously
Well,
this
it's just
generally.
an emergency meeting. From what I know, it's just a meeting on numbers. It's already
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
The
I see what
minutes
you're
were
saying.
already set.
It's just for show, kind of.
Yeah, the minutes were already set up for that. It's not like they
Hmm.
did it on purpose.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Hey Tetron, what type of wine do you drink? It's a question for you, brother.
Oh damn. I like Merlot. I think that's pretty good. I'm not like a big like wine drinker, but I
Merlot
just
is pretty smooth.
yeah, I think it
Pretty
goes down
smooth.
pretty good. But yeah, I was just like chilling with my girl yesterday, so we were just having some. I was like, all right. Or what was it the day
Oh yeah,
before?
you guys were
The
drinking
day-
wine, huh?
Yeah, no, because well, I think I made a video like late Friday. It was when the U.S. dollar coin depegged. I was like, oh, I have to make a video real quick. It's like mad late, but like I'm not out at like a bar or something, so I'm like I gotta just like run upstairs and like make a video.
Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you tonight with me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude, no, it's great to be here.
Yeah. You guys don't know, this is Tetron Invest on the microphone with me. He's another YouTuber. I believe he's still live streaming on his
Yep,
channel. So there you go. He's still there. His name's
keeping it rolling.
Tetron Invest.
You know?
Tetron drinking that night train. I don't know, man. That's an old school passage. Yeah, no,
Nah, I
I'm
also
with you,
like
man.
bourbon the best. That's my favorite.
Oh no, there's nothing to celebrate here for me.
Hmm.
This is straight dumpster, but I'm used
Hmm.
to it at this point. Guys, I'm numb to
Hmm.
these buyouts. Are you kidding me? They bailouts. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
How the hell? They're that afraid? You mean to tell me that that's
it's.
not it? We're not just dealing with two
Hmm.
banks, three banks. There's more.
But wait,
No
there's
way.
more.
There's more because I don't
Yeah,
care if you back them. And what's this going to prolong the MOAS even longer? Okay, we'll wait here.
yeah.
All right, GameStop earnings, baby. Let's get it. Woo!
It's almost
So
here.
excited.
I know. I'm very
So
ready.
excited. I'm so excited. And I just
Just
can't
can't
hide
hide
it.
it.
Look at this guy talking about Boone's Farm. Bro, throw up elsewhere. Um, Gold is only real money. Banks bought more last year than all years in history combined. You know, Alex Santos, I don't even know. I don't even know. Because I can't eat gold. Okay?
I always
So,
think too, even if it came down to it, it's like the dollar disappeared or something. Like, what are you gonna just go give somebody a gold bar for like a car? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
no,
understand.
but what you really got to think about right now, what they
Hmm.
just did, they just changed. This is why algorithms don't work. Okay,
Hmm.
play the algo, that's not going to work. No, they just slowed it down. No, because that literally is a catalyst event right there.
Hmm.
Janet Yellen bailing out these banks is a catalyst event. Is that you know
Hmm.
how many people are playing the other side of the spectrum, as in
Yep.
betting the market's going down because of the news that was announced. And now you have your economic policy that's going to manipulate the
Hmm.
the real outcome that should have. Why not let them just fail? Why
Yeah.
not let this bank crumble?
Hmm.
I ask you, what the hell do you have to hide? Like at some point, we just have to bite it, bite down
Hmm.
and chew it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it'll just keep happening. Someone said that on my stream before. Like when I started, it's like if we just keep doing it, then the same thing will just keep happening. It's like you're right. At some point, we have to just bite down and chew it.
Look at this. Marantz rants. Effectively, limitless FDIC for depositors. Private until the wheels fall off. To hit the afterburners. Yeah, I totally agree
Hmm.
with that. Linda Real, smart man right there. Let me tell you guys something. When you, oh fuck, dude, oh my god, I just want to scream, man. I take off my glasses. I just, oh my god. I'm over
That's
here, I'm over here sitting,
mhm.
waiting for another bank to collapse.
Just
Oh
waiting for
yeah,
the
bank's
next
gonna
word.
collapse. Yeah, I'm just right. That's why I went live. I'm going live. Our bank's gonna fall down right now. I'll be right here. What happens? They all get saved. Here's a life
Yep.
raft. We save you.
It's like no worries. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here.
I want to know who's in the bank. Look at this guy. GameStop is as crappy as AMC. You're right. They both have $5 billion worth of debt. You're right. My bad, bro.
They're the
Take a
same.
drink of milk. It's spoiled. Put it back in the fridge. Maybe tomorrow it'll be fresh. That's pretty good.
It's a good comment. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Squeeze will be coming because the Wall Street Vampires manufactured crisis is coming. You know, I have more conviction in GameStop thanks to this channel, Marantz and crew. Thank you, Challenger. I really appreciate that, man. I read somewhere in the Discord somebody wrote, and I don't say
Mhm.
somebody, I know exactly who wrote it. I just don't want to gaslight him
Mhm.
out here. He said because of Marantz and the videos and whatever the motivation, that he has bought 360 GameStop shares in the past 7 weeks.
Damn.
Um, guys, don't let me be your motivation or your inspiration. Don't. You all have conviction in the play. You all understand the DD. You all read it. You hear it from me. Perfect. But I will tell you this. I'm happy as fuck for you, bro. Hell yeah. I do the same thing. I buy as much as I can every damn day. I'm happy for you,
Facts.
suit. Stack the goddamn shares. I'm with you. I'm not afraid of pumping up my stock at all, ever, ever, ever. I don't care. SEC filings come down looking for me. Some lawyers come looking for me. I'm the guy you want to look for because I ain't got. What do I have? A house, some cars, and some money. Sure. Is that all? That's all you can take? You can't take my integrity, my soul? Then come take whatever the fuck you want. But I'll tell you what, GameStop is gonna rock it. GameStop's gonna keep kicking ass. Bed
Mhm.
Bath & Beyond is trash. Did that rhyme? It should have. How about AMC and
Close.
popcorn? I'd rather watch porn, and I'd rather watch it with the ape father and then lube. That's what I'd rather do than buy
Oh my
goddamn
god.
popcorn. Matter of fact, I'm going to Walmart. I was supposed to go and see if I can
Mhm.
find a bag or two, and I was gonna punk holes in them and just keep walking. Just pop some holes in these bags and keep walking. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey
Yeah.
guys, I'm a terrorist. I'm a certified terrorist. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna pop holes in the bags of the AMC popcorn when
Straight
I see them
menace
in
to
the store.
society right there.
That's what I'm gonna do because I'm tired of it. You know what it is? You ever seen these kids that go to these grocery stores? They fill
Mhm.
up the baskets with all this food, everything, and then they just
Mhm.
park the basket and walk out.
Oh, when I worked at Marshalls, people would do that. I get so mad when I was the manager. I would be like,
Oh
"Oh
man.
my god."
Oh, how
And there's
many
always
people
the
have gold
crazies.
laying around other than you? This guy. Yeah, no, Marshalls is different. They'll. Oh, I want to try
Mhm.
on all these clothes right here. Nah, I don't want them after.
Yeah.
Give me a basket. Put a bunch of candles in
Well,
there.
people would want to steal it. Yeah, they'd put like a laundry bin in their basket, and they just stuff as much shit in there as they can, and then just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just buying like walking out with a laundry basket," and then just like sprint at the door. It's
Well,
quite the
what are you gonna
experience.
stop them? Did they
No, no,
stop
no.
them?
Yeah, we never
Yeah.
stopped them. Yeah, and that was literally the company's rule. They're like, don't ever chase them. They got mad at me
Never.
once as a
I'll
manager.
tell you. I'll tell you
Hmm.
what though. I will
Hmm.
tell you this: if I'm shopping at the store,
Hmm.
I'm stopping them.
Yeah,
If
I agree because
I'm
you're just a
if I'm
customer.
shopping, oh, I'm rocking them, bro.
Yeah, because
I
it's
tell you
free
right
shot
now,
if it's there.
I've seen these videos where they let these guys just go in and steal everything.
I
Right? They're
literally think
walking
the
them.
same. Like, how do people just stand there idle? Like,
Yeah. I'll put the phone down. You record me because I'm about to whoop somebody's ass, and it's gonna happen. Anyway, I'm still mad about this bank buyout thing. This is
yeah,
crazy.
no, no, I hear you. Yeah, it's definitely something. I would like to say. I guess just generally speaking, is something I've really like been learning right now as an individual is just managing like emotions and just reading about all this because so much of this is so intense and it's just crazy what's happening. So I feel like a big part of it really is like managing emotions and like it's really like kind of teaching me to do that in a sense.
I want to address this guy Alex Santos in the crowd.
Hmm.
Alex, you need some 2 seconds of fame? Is that what you need?
Let's see
Is that what
what.
you're doing tonight on a Sunday? All right, Alex, here you go. I think GameStop is better off than AMC is insane. You're right. It's about $5 billion difference there. You're correct. GME is bleeding dry month after month. The money will run out soon. What is soon exactly?
Someone didn't do
Cash
their
on hand
homework.
for AMC will last about 2 quarters. GameStop's good for like 10 quarters. I'm just saying.
Yep.
So I don't know how they're the same. Alex Santos, you're just a smart man. Maybe you're smarter than me. Hey, can you make a YouTube channel so I can watch it, bro? I need to watch what you have to say.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that it's always like if anyone has any like strong opinions like when they come on, you always say like, oh yeah, you should make a video and let me know. Like I love that.
Let me know who's gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's up like the Marine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy was interesting. And
Oh, it's not
actually,
like he's left.
yeah, yeah, it's funny. Like I swear, I found out like about a lot of these like AMC clowns just through your interactions. Put it
Oh,
that
bro,
way.
I knock them all out. They don't
Yeah,
want a part of it.
that's why
Just
I
stating
find as soon
facts.
as I find out about them, I forgot about them. Like.
Alex, how is this just stating facts? What facts did you state? You didn't state one fact. The fact that GameStop is a profitable company, it has a great reputation, it has a great, well,
Passionate.
fanatic fan base, right? Us has great leadership. And what facts are you missing here? I mean, do you want to go like line by line? Do you even know what a balance sheet is? No? Okay, cool. What did you do? You drove by one and you saw a poster outside? GameStop is getting started. Thank you so much. Alex, your facts are faulty. Yeah, he might work for Janet Yellen. I can't believe this, dude. I'm still upset right now.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was just like constantly checking like everything like all weekend long. Like, what's the next move? What's the next move? Like, I feel like every time I refresh Twitter, there was something like this or that. But
Fisherman
then,
Ape. I hear you. I hear
yeah.
you what you're saying. Okay, listen to me. This guy. I'm sorry.
No, no, you're
I'm sorry
good.
to
You're
cut you
good.
off.
You're chill
I'm just ready to body slam some of these kids. I like
already.
the Marine. That's all I had to read right there. I like the Marine. That's what you said. What's there to like, bro? This dude in his socks and his whiteboard. That now he's giving out financial classes or AMC DD classes. Oh hey, Marine. Or he said, "Hey, did you guys know last time an AMC Insider bought shares was 2017?" I'm like, "It's 2018." But my point was, he's finally doing DD on his stock. He's owned it for 2 years, but he's finally doing the DD.
Coming
It made
around.
me laugh. This guy said GameStop is profitable. Where, Alex? Only knew. If you only knew. I'll find out what it is, man. They might be too late by now.
Yep.
I don't understand.
I have to
It
see.
says GameStop's not profitable. Oh, Tommy O, Tim O. Thank you guys so much for not knowing how to read a balance sheet. I'll just leave it at that. I have videos about it. You guys can go watch them. Let's talk about the bank for a minute.
Hmm.
Who do you bank with, Tetron?
My main bank is Chase.
Chase. Okay. You're with Chase. And what are your passwords?
Um, I believe it's
Bro, I'm
no,
messing
I'm
with
just
you,
kidding.
bro. Yeah,
I was
come
trying to
on.
think of something good on the spot, but I couldn't think of something.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be fast. Yeah, my dog's first name, the first street I lived on. My teacher's maiden name, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just, look at this. Lot Lizard are coming in hot. Tony Dees was interviewing Marcus of May. while she
Mhm.
was all blowed up. Yeah, I saw her with her scarf
Mhm.
on. Um, it's gross. I can't watch
I
those
don't.
two together because that's a sponsored channel
Wait, who is it?
by
Markets
a
with May and
yeah, and Tony De Niro. We
Tony
call him
De
Tony
Niro.
D's nuts. Um, well, that's what he's looking for. He's searching for him. But
Let me see.
anyway, the whole point about her whole channel,
Mhm.
her whole platform, is to promote her app and to
Mhm.
promote the company that they do financial advice. They charge
Gotcha.
$50 a month, charge $500 a year, something like that, and they have it on the screen. So
Gotcha.
once you
Gotcha.
start having clicks and all that, I don't have time for that stuff. She
Yeah.
also said to buy Ape, and
Mm.
she doesn't even own AMC and shit
Yikes.
like that. I just can't do it. So I told her a long time ago. She was all excited. I was like her first video that I made. She made a video and then I made a video about her. She
Mhm.
was just blowing up my whole messages like I'm so honored that you would make fun of me. I'm so honored that you would
Wait, really?
rip
That's
off my
funny.
video. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I'm
How
trying to.
funny is hell? Fisherman 8 Jr. Are we funny or is it their picture? I need to find out because that picture looks kind of funny to me. You're an ugly looking dude, bro. And I can judge, man. I have good eyes. As far as a lot lizard, do you know what a lot lizard is?
A what?
You know what a lot lizard is?
I don't think so.
Petron?
No. What's
A
that?
lot lizard. It's a female that jumps from truck to truck at a truck stop.
Oh.
Lot lizards. They
A
run around a
lot
lot.
lizard.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
The ideas of March was notable in Rome as deadline for settling debts. Oh, the Ides of March.
Oh,
I
like
said
that
ideas. Sorry.
movie or
Yeah,
whatever. It's
I'm
like
familiar.
Beware the Ides of March. What's that from?
Yeah, it's from Julius Caesar.
Oh yeah, duh. I knew I
Yeah.
heard it somewhere.
Uh,
Pretty
Brutus
important.
stabbed Julius Caesar. And goes, "It tu Brute," whatever the hell. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
I
I did.
can't
I remember I
remember
did a
all his
play.
Shakespeare right now in front of you guys.
I think I was like
I'm just
stage
telling
crew
you,
or
this shit's
something.
about to go down. Any stock under
Facts.
$4 is a lot lizard. And lot lizards, I got the shirt. I mean, I gotta find it. Talk to the crowd real quick, Patron.
What up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good night. It's truly an honor to be on Morant's Rants. Morant's is the GOAT. And it's just crazy what's happening right now. And I really just feel like everyone, look out for yourself as an individual. Just always do your own research, due diligence. All that's important. And just seeing everything happen right now, I feel like something we've all learned over time is just always expect the unexpected. Every time you think, oh, well, this is what's going to happen tomorrow, like it never just plays out like perfectly. So there's always going to be like bumps in the road. But
So this is the shirt. I'm showing it in the screen. It says
it's,
"No lot lizards." A picture of Nancy Pelosi, if you guys can see her, crossed out.
I'm dead. I gotta pull
No
it
lot lizards. And I got sent to me by one of my viewers. You guys are awesome. The team's amazing, guys.
Sick.
I got another package at the house. I got to go get it. I don't have time to drive down there. I'm on vacation right now for 5 days, so you
Mhm.
can see a lot of me on YouTube, a lot of updates, a lot of highlights, and I'm just
Nice.
as everybody asked me, they go, "Hey, what are you gonna do for your vacation?" I was like, "I'm gonna watch these banks crumble," and and yeah, it's Pelosi, bro. I didn't know if you guys knew. Well, Wilbur Dodge is here, and Model 3
Mhm.
dude is a supporter of another
Mhm.
YouTuber that I don't like, but I
Okay.
respect Model 3 dude because he's been coming to the channel.
Mhm.
This is the second day in a row, and that's good, man. I bought my subscription from Kroger. Oh, that's cool, man. That's an awesome shirt. Thank you, Ruben. Massive rack, Pelosi. Yeah, I know. I guess she used
The
to be like
memes.
really good looking back in the day. I mean, kind of like
Mhm.
AOC. AOC when she gets all New
Mhm.
York, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
So AOC, what's up, baby?
Yo.
No, I would
I'm just
marry
kidding.
her. I would marry her. And it's not for what people think. It's not about that. It's just that when the shit goes down, she's the first one I'm gonna take out, and then there's just to show people how serious I am. I took out my own wife. No, it's all a joke, guys. All
All
a joke.
jokes, all
Please.
jokes.
I don't want no damn Secret Service guys rolling up on my door.
Yeah, facts.
Um, she's ridiculous. So, just had brain surgery. Funny, like y'all got me laughing. I'm a subscribe. But thank you, Fisherman Ape Junior, JV. Is that what it is? JV? I call you Junior. Hey, bro, did you play JV sports in high school? Is that you're proud of that shit? You named yourself the JV Ape? All right, man. I hope you started JV at least. Don't be
I
backup.
I was JV baseball. For me
Yeah, at least you're
personally.
proud of it, man. At least you're proud of it.
You want to know how
All
my
right.
career ended though in baseball? Actually, funny you bring that
Don't
up.
tell me Ant Man came over and whooped your ass, but no.
No,
No, go ahead.
no.
I'll listen.
So there was a fly ball. So literally the last game of the season should have happened, but it got canceled because like my coach, like his wife had a baby, so they pushed the game because the last game didn't really matter. More so just for like playing the game. So we had one more practice, and in that last practice, I was an idiot. I lost the ball in the sun for like a second, and then all of a sudden the ball was in my face, and then I was on the ground, and all my teammates are over me.
Don't ever. Let me tell you something, Patron. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something,
Mhm.
man to man. Okay, I know I'm a grown man. I'm about twice your age. Listen to me
Mhm.
very clearly. You're
All
ever
right.
gonna tell that story again?
Mhm.
Don't ever say the ball was in your face. Okay, because that just doesn't go well together. Those two words should never be said together. Ball and
Gotcha,
face. Not
gotcha.
gonna work out for me. You can say a lot of other things. I lost the ball in the light, and next thing I knew, I got hit.
Yeah, it's probably a
You
better
don't
way to
have to
word it.
say I was tracking the baseball off the bat and I lost it in the sun. You can say a lot of things, but you ain't got to say ball in the face. And once a man tells me something like that, what's next? Are we listening to slow songs while we drive
No,
together?
no, no.
Okay, I'm just
No
saying.
thanks. Appreciate the
Hey,
offer,
don't
but no
knock it.
thanks.
Don't knock it.
No,
I
not
know
at
some
all.
romantical shit.
No, of
We'll
course.
be playing. We'll be driving. I'll be like, "Oh man, you don't know a
Mhm.
song called "Butter Love," huh? Oh
I
man, that's a
don't,
good song.
sorry. Should I?
You need to. Yeah, you should. Well, it's a little bit before your time. It's
Butter
by
Love? I'll
but
write it
yeah,
down. I'll listen
it's by
later.
a song by a group called Next.
But
Okay,
next. Alright.
called Butter Love, and that'd be me and you right there. We'd be driving.
Okay.
It's a song about liking butter. That's it.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I'm so fucking with you right now, but
No, I
that
can
really is a
tell if I'm
song.
just rolling with it.
Yeah, no, you're doing good. You're doing good. AOC is Elon's girlfriend. Oh man, stop it.
Yeah.
Elon's so gross. He's so gross. I had to read headlines today that Elon Musk is gonna buy out the bank and like save them because
Yeah,
Silicon
that's
Valley
not gonna
has a
happen. I
name.
don't think he
And
was
I'm like, Silicon Valley
serious.
Bank is like everywhere. They literally go worldwide, and they're all the way from the actual Santa Clara all the way to Boston. And
Mhm.
what really did make sense to me was that they did a merger, they bought a bank in Boston, and that they allowed the Boston individuals to take over the bank. And that bank
Mhm.
in Boston only had like $10 billion of deposits compared
Damn.
to the 125 that they had at the time of the deal. So
That's
why would you
crazy.
let this guy, you acquire them, you buy them, and then you put him in charge,
Yeah, it makes
right?
no sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. And then on top of
Mhm.
that, the guy ends up selling his shares on the pump because there was a pump on that bank, right? On SVB.
Yeah. Like back
So
in,
I bought SVB and I
mhm.
sold it. I bought it and sold it back in, I want to say it was February or March. I have the screenshot, or
Mhm.
maybe I deleted it. Holy shit. But I had this
Mhm.
stock. I know I did.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
I had bought it because look at this run, right? Like we can go to the weekly chart.
Mhm.
This thing is a crazy mountain. And I had bought it because it was going up and everybody was talking about it. But let's see when I bought it. It was right here. So it was around 457. I
Mhm.
started putting money in all the way to 763. 763 that
Mhm.
November. Guess what was running that same November during that same time frame? That was the
Nope.
last really good pump
Mhm.
on GameStop to about 240,
Mhm.
230 ish in that range. That was a pump, and from there it just sold off into the night, all the way down to $100, $106. But the craziest
Mhm.
part is all their executives were selling shares in August or in 2022,
Mhm.
like October, August timeframe. When their CEO did it, he sold the
Mhm.
shares outside of the window that you're allowed to sell them. So like
Mhm.
the SEC went and like proceeded to like try to just get some
Mhm.
clarification on it. And instead of doing it, he just ran. He literally left the company and he quit.
He was
So
like, "Fuck it," like
yeah, so like if people don't know about this
crazy.
story, they should. I mean, I know I didn't
Mhm.
talk about it on the connecting the dots, and I read the whole thing.
Mhm.
CEO quit. Um, not Becker. It's not Becker. It's somebody else. And this 2 days
Mhm.
ago. Oh, I want the other guy. SoftBank back. Nope, 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 nope. His name is I had him on my screen beforehand.
Mhm.
Shoot. Right here, the Chili's. Right here. He parts ways. So this guy was the original CEO after they bought out the Boston Bank. Right. So
Mhm.
this guy on my screen, you're probably not watching, but you're on the other screen. I'll just do it.
Oh, you're good.
Anthony.
I have you on my phone.
Okay, Anthony DeChilis, who led the private wealth unit of the Silicon
Hmm.
Valley Bank parent SVB Financial Group since July last year, has left the company. So they merged July 5th or 1st, something like that,
Hmm.
um, in 2021
Gotcha.
with SVB because he was with that Boston bank, and he went ahead and was with them all the way up until this date,
Hmm.
and then he got in trouble because he sold shares outside of the
Mm.
window, and they couldn't reach him for
Gotcha.
comment or anything. But he worked for the Boston Private Financial Holdings Inc., and they had bought him out for $900 million, which was around the time of 16 billion in assets, which is not true.
Hmm.
They only had like 10.
Inflated, yeah.
I read. I was reading it all, and I went line by line, looked at all of the transactions. This dude's in
Hmm.
business for himself now, by himself, but he
Hmm.
made millions of dollars by selling shares outside of the window that he could sell. As an insider, you can only sell at certain moments,
Hmm.
but he took a chance because he probably either found out that they were going to go under,
Hmm.
found that they were leaning on the bad side. And here's my biggest thing on that. If you look at the banks, right?
Hmm.
If a bank has their CEO and he leaves the company out of nowhere, just like instantly, right?
Hmm.
That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
That right there is like writing on the wall. They have nothing.
He must see something. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You have to be leery of every move that happens
Hmm.
within your company that you're invested with. Certainly, if you're parking money in it. I park money in T. Rowe Price, and I
Hmm.
park money in Fidelity, and I park money in Wells Fargo. I am aware of everything that they do, with the exception
Hmm.
of my personal banking account because I don't have 250,000, so I don't give a shit. When you
Gotcha.
look at my other
Hmm.
accounts, yeah, it adds up to a lot of money. And I show some
Hmm.
screenshots every now and then, and I feel insecure about myself because I'm like, I shouldn't
Hmm.
be showing, like, I don't need to show people like what my hard-earned work has done for me over the
Hmm.
years. But at the same time, it kind of gives me validation that I'm putting the money in the right places and at the right time, and it's combining and it's getting higher and higher every year. So
Hmm.
it's just that deal. So like when you are 1 hour late to the stream and commenting and you are currently seeing, and Morant says,
Hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about, Schellinger. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm always reading the chat best I can.
Hmm.
All right, guys. If you guys show up late and then you guys are watching it on rerun and then you guys get to me, a lot of guys don't just jump into the live chat there, Tetron.
Hmm.
What they do is they watch the channel. This is a pro tip. They'll
Okay.
watch me at 1.5 speed in the
Hmm.
beginning to catch
Gotcha.
up
Gotcha.
so that they don't miss anything, right?
Gotcha.
So Chapter 11 bankruptcy is just
1.5.
getting started. That's what they're telling Tim. Oh, what was Tim saying? AMC just got started. Why so mad? What are you talking about? What the hell, Tim? Timmy, Timmy,
You know,
Timmy,
it's
Tim.
funny. This reminds me, like, I had a friend a while back, like, he would always try and troll whenever I talked about GameStop in our group chat, and he'd always be like, well, I think AMC's looking pretty good. That was always his response, and I'm like, this guy, this guy.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But did your friends have brain surgery?
No, but no, he
Okay,
did
because
not put his money.
Fisherman Ape JV just had brain surgery, and that means that he finally probably got his brain fixed. Now he probably understands that it's
Hmm,
GameStop only and not
gotcha.
AMC and not Bed Bath and Beyond.
They're not the same play, as they say.
Oh my God, it's gross.
I know
So
that
gross.
that commentary. It's crazy how long that went on. Like, oh, it's just the same play.
All right, there's
They
a
move the
question for you in
same.
my chat. There's
Okay,
a question for you in the chat. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, it says Tetron. What happens when
Mhm.
AMC runs and GameStop doesn't?
I don't know. I think we'll have to see that happen first before I could
Hey, hold on, hold on. I'm
react.
gonna go get more water. You elaborate on that bullshit ass question, and I'll be back with the real answer.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the unfortunate thing is AMC just simply is not managing things well. And when you look at their efforts to like sell popcorn in the stores, like that's just a branding thing. Like, how many people are really going to choose that? Like, is that really going to boost their profit margins? Is that really going to change the movie industry? And just feels like Adam Aaron just kind of says what everybody wants to hear. Honestly, it's the unfortunate truth. But hey, I mean, AMC could move, right? It could run. It could go here. It could go there, just like anything else. But I don't think it could run very far, and it's just endless dilution. And Ape, I think that was the biggest slap in the face personally, because Ape was just like, well, yeah. look, it's a special dividend. And, sure enough, that was right after GameStop did a stock dividend, a little tinfoil hat there. Coincidence? I think not, but I don't know. But then also, it makes it just seem like, oh, well, let's just do this fancy special looking dividend. Here you go, call it APE. And this was from like an old policy AMC had about issuing like a preferred stock. And all the purpose of it was they give it like a name, like, oh, put it on like a shiny silver platter, like, oh, look, you're getting this APE. But what they didn't tell you is they're able to dilute it without like getting shareholder approval. And I just find that extremely concerning. And also, like, it's not that I don't ever want to go to the movies again, or like I just hate movies. Like, people are like, oh, but I love the movies. I'm like, yeah, but you just have to look at the financials and like what's really going on there, and it's just like, damn. It's crazy, and especially in a high interest rate environment. For a long time, a lot of different companies can do a lot of different things, and interest rates are whatever. And now interest rates are here, so you can't just be floating around as like a zombie company type of deal. Or not that AMC is necessarily there yet, but you can't just keep losing massive amounts of money and just forever taking on debt. Because if you do, you're not going to survive. It's kind of as simple as that.
Well,
But it's crazy.
great explanation.
Thank you.
Um, you kept me going while I got my water. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So here's how this works for you guys. You guys in Never Never Land, okay? And you're in AMC land right now. Okay,
Ape land.
AMC would have to file for bankruptcy last month if they didn't have the covenants waived for this year. I don't
Mhm,
think people know how like drastic that is. Like
mhm,
it is utter life support. It is breathing apparatus. It's paddles. It's
mhm,
hardlined. It's dead. It's flatlined. There is nothing here. When the year's over and the banks are done doing their reverse stock split and cutting the company even further for dilution of
mhm,
pennies on the dollar, there's more to come, like even more to come. But that's because
mhm,
it's riddled with private equity
mhm,
vultures. And until you understand the play, somebody like Timo, like you're asking about stock and run, like the price
mhm,
is gonna run. You're not understanding what we're telling you. Doesn't matter where the price runs to. Doesn't matter what runs and what doesn't. The fact is, AMC will not be here. Oh, the company will be there, but your shareholder equity will not be here. There's
mhm.
nothing to hold here. It's done. This is
Yeah.
why you have the bondholders deciding what the company does with their investments, i.e., putting money into a gold
Mhm.
mine. And,
Yeah.
or,
It's
no, I'm
craziness.
serious on this. You
Yeah.
can't do anything that you think you can do with that company. If AMC wanted to be profitable tomorrow, they could be. If they had the ability to cut out half their movie theaters right now, and they can't. It's not
Yeah.
allowed. It's not possible. They have uncancelable loans.
Yeah.
And you guys need to read the fine print because I have. And you're going to be wrong, Tim. It's okay. I've been right for 2 years. I'll be right 2 years from now as well. And that's definitely on that stock. Next one being Bed Bath and Beyond. It's being diluted right now. Everyone's going to tell you
Yeah.
that's speculation. There's no proof. Okay,
Mhm,
you let me know. You let me know when the filing comes out and says that they've sold off all the shares. They converted the warrants back to common
mhm.
shares, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And
Yeah,
they do it after. They
I
don't do
hate
it
to
before.
say it, but I feel like I get the I hold both vibes from BBPY. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my
Like,
goodness
it's the
gracious!
modern day I hold both, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, they do hold both, bro. Hold
Yeah.
both. Those baseballs flying at your face. That's about it.
Balls in
That's
the
a play
face.
on words for you, brother. I'm just messing with you. You know I love you.
Nah, you're
Um,
the man, Morantz.
nah, 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 nah.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
been watching everything you got going on. You've been doing great.
No, really, you're
Yeah.
awesome, man. You really are awesome at what
Here
you
we
do.
go. Well, we dig a little deep over here. It's not fair, Tetron.
Mhm,
It's not fair because people don't watch the way they. I don't want to say they
mhm,
should watch, but people already have an idea of what we do here on this
mhm,
channel, and they don't know. They don't have a clue. For the people
mhm.
that stick around for more than just an opening monologue, like, oh shit, okay, these guys
Yeah.
actually have all the information,
Yep.
and it's laughable. It's just laughable. So I just, hey, if you know it, it's kind of like
Mhm,
if you're in the in crowd, right? It's like if you know what GameStop is worth and you know the
mhm,
value of it because you did the DD and you understand like where we're coming from,
mhm.
and you'll understand the DD behind Bed Bath and Beyond, behind AMC, and what we put out, right? The info. And then if you stuck around for the whole video, then you got it, and then you deserve to have it.
Mm-hmm.
You really think that Bed Bath & Beyond deserves a MOAS? Or investors? No way. We got guys buying in right now. We got guys buying
Mm-hmm.
in last week, last month, 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Have their number one YouTuber for them just started a YouTube channel. And
Oh,
he's
who?
right here talking. And what's that?
Oh, who's the Bed Bath YouTuber? I didn't even catch that.
Oh yeah, his name is PP Seeds. I'm banned from his
Oh,
channel, by the way.
wait, that's
Um,
actually his name, PPC.
yeah. Oh, he's got a little PP, man. He makes
That makes
dildos for a
sense.
living.
That adds
It's
up.
gross.
I gotta look.
It's absolutely gross.
Wait, I thought
No,
I saw.
I'm saying no lies here. No lies. And he loves
Mhm.
me and he hates me. And all I do is read an SEC filing to him, and or give him facts, and he just can't handle it. He can't handle it. He made a hate video on me, and then next day he's like, "Come into the channel, come on, man, come on in."
Damn.
And I've interviewed with him twice. They're
Mhm.
terrible. They all buy weeklies. They all lose all their money
Oh,
on the play. I
yeah,
mean, every week they're losing money,
that's
and none of them
rough.
shop at Bed Bath & Beyond. And all they want is a squeeze, and they're proud degenerates. Yeah, we put in all our money. Like they get more enjoyment out of
Yeah.
lost porn than they do out of.
Eh,
You know,
mhm.
they don't have children, and yeah, I mean, if the ones that do, I feel bad for them. But like he doesn't, and what I mean by that
Mhm.
and why that matters is because when you have children and when you have things to work for, to live
Mhm.
for, you live a different life. You really do.
Mhm.
And any adult can tell you that because you'd feed your child before you feed
Mhm.
yourself.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
these
could
guys
see
don't.
that.
They're,
Mhm.
they're trying to hit it out the park, and you can't with a company that has over $1
Mhm.
billion in debt, over $1 billion loss, over $800 million in warrants.
Yeah,
They're being
it's
converted as we
rough.
speak, diluted. You are out of your mind if you think that company is
Mhm.
going to survive with the business model it's in, with the industry it's in, and what you see on hand. And all they can do is say, "Well, I think Ryan's behind this, and I think
Yeah.
Carl Icahn is behind this."
Oh,
Like, why the hell
yeah.
are you including Ryan
It's
Cohen and
true.
Carl Icahn?
It's like he
Like,
sold out.
keep my wife's name out your
Yeah,
motherfucking mouth.
exactly.
All I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. And one quick thing I want to say on this too, like in regards to like you said that guy like PVCs or like the BBBY people that are like or in that show or whatever it is like saying like oh yeah like we're proud to just be degenerates or whatever and just throw all our money into this thing. It's like that's not investing in my eyes, and that's also why, like, I feel like a lot of people overlook GameStop because they think, oh, they look at AMC and BBBY because I feel like they're the loudest, and then they
Yeah.
say stuff like that, and people are like, yeah, why would you invest in GameStop? People are literally proud to throw their money at nothing, but I'm like, no, like, GameStop's not like the rest. Like, that's kind of my
No,
argument to people, but
they got to do the homework, man, and they don't
exactly,
deserve it.
yeah, it's a
I'm telling you,
simple.
they don't
Hmm.
deserve it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. We've been here
Hmm.
for 2 years, reading it, knowing it, eat, sleeping, and breathing it.
Hmm.
These guys sold GameStop to go buy Bed Bath & Beyond and said, "Well, when we're done with Bed Bath & Beyond, we'll come back." I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
you back.
just. Yeah.
I don't need you back. You
Yeah.
stay over there. You lost everything you have because you want to invest. And it's like what I tell Kais Malesh, it's like
Hmm.
what I tell anyone
Oh
else out
my
there in
god,
Bed Bath
that
& Beyond.
guy is
Oh yeah,
just.
pissing on himself. But
Yeah.
this is what
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard. It's
crazy.
hard, man.
Isn't that literally a crime? Like.
When you're homeless, nothing's a crime, okay? When you're homeless and
Yeah.
he's trespassing, he's just looking for his next warm meal, bro. That's all it is.
It's
I
crazy,
know,
yeah.
don't eat yellow snow. But so check this out.
Oh my
These
gosh.
guys all say they want to support
Mhm.
Ryan Cohen and they understand they want to do this, do that. Why not go buy the thing that Ryan Cohen is actually in?
Yeah,
Why
he's
are you
the
buying the thing
chairman,
that's
yeah.
speculated? It's speculated that he's in Bed Bath & Beyond or that they have
Yeah.
a plan. You're trying to buy it at $1 and you think you're
Mhm.
saving. It can't go much lower. Like, how much can I lose? I don't know. How much do you want to put in at $1? You want to go buy 10,000 shares? Go for it. You're gonna lose
Yeah.
$10,000.
Yeah,
It's
it's.
retarded, and they want answers.
Mhm.
They want answers. They see the
Mhm.
lipstick on the collar. They see the used condoms in the pocket. They see everything, and they say, "No way, he's cheating on me. No, he's not cheating
Yeah.
on me. I
It
want to
couldn't
see
be.
the insurrection or whatever."
Yeah.
They want to see it all. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just the way the whole everything is gone, like, it's just remarkable. Like, the narratives, how they've just shifted over time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No
Mhm.
one's talking GNS. No one's talking Covis or
Yeah, that
Clovis
guy
or whatever.
Roger Hamilton.
Yeah, yeah, Roger Hamilton. Let me tell you, this knucklehead. These
Mhm.
guys, they're diluting their stock too, and then they go
Mhm.
ahead and say, "Well, we weren't smart enough when we signed the bond deal. It was wrong. We didn't. We saw. We read it all wrong." No, and now they're trying to sue for
Yeah,
that.
nice
No,
try, yeah.
no, you get your lawyers. If you don't have good lawyers, you shouldn't be in business.
Yeah.
AMC is a sideshow. This guy says Tim O says AMC is just getting started. Why so mad? AMC has been in business for 100 years. They are not just
Mhm.
getting started. Adam Aaron has been there for 7 years. They are not just getting started. Apollo Management has owned this company since 2007. They are not just getting started. Adam Aaron has made you false promises since 2016. They are not just getting started. AMC has bought dead movie theaters time and time again. They are not just getting started. AMC has made fail after fail after fail as far as business strategies since 2019. They are not just getting started. AMC had over $4.9 billion in debt before COVID. They are not just getting started. The board of directors were in place before COVID. They are not just getting started. They hired a new auditing firm, a new CFO, and now they have you pumping money into it. They are not just getting started. But you have just got started losing some goddamn money for not doing your due diligence. How about that, Timo? Did that explain the whole goddamn saga? How do we do? Rants, nice to meet you. Yo, just getting started. The
Just
dumbest
getting
shit you've
started.
ever heard in your life.
Damn. It's just crazy.
Sorry, I get like that. I just,
No, you're good.
apologize. That's the show. You could try
Mhm.
this, Tetron. You could try, just rant for me. Like, just get crazy, get
Just
mad.
get
This way,
crazy.
it's like you're freestyle rapping, bro. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I feel like I'm
Say some
Tetra.
shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what it comes down
Mhm.
to is that I don't care who watches my channel. Like, I
Mhm.
don't care how they interpret the way I am or the way I
Mhm.
act. Like people say, I don't care
It's
what
all
they think.
natural.
I really
Mhm.
don't care what people think.
No, I could
I
100% see it. Like I really do.
Oh yeah, like when I'm singing off key, shit. Glad I never met her at all. It gets better. Ordered another round. It's about to go down. Like these bank stocks. Like I do that shit, and I just don't care. I don't care because that's what the
Mhm.
show is. That's what it's always been for 2 years
It's awesome. Yeah.
running. Hey, 2 years, man. I hit 2 years.
It's
You know what? I
crazy.
hit 2 years and 2 months tonight.
Congrats.
And that means 22 months of waking up every day, over 1,200 videos, grinding, saying the same
Respect.
shit, but yet still saying different things every day, enlightening, educating myself and the crowd,
Mhm.
doing the best we can do, forming
Respect.
a group, and it's going great. And this
Mhm.
conglomerate, this posse, this savage
It's
pack,
awesome group.
yeah, my dudes are savages. Don't go see my guys, and I say my guys, our guys, we the
Mhm.
group. We do something. If we show up in a live chat somewhere, people know. Oh shit.
Like,
GameStop elitist.
shit.
Here it is. And I don't care. I'll own it. I'll wear the badge with honor.
Mhm.
I got my own pirate ship waiting.
Nice.
No one else is invited. No new friends. AMC just got started
OGs
filing for
only.
bankruptcy papers again. You guys are funny.
That's good.
These boys done filed for divorce like 7 times. Pokemon for mention. I don't even know what the hell that means, bro. Mo, that's you. Most people buy from GameStop. Thank you. Mo, prove your AMC position in the Discord. Damn, people are coming after him now. Don't say you own AMC without proving it, I guess. I don't own it. I thought
Neither do
about
I.
buying into Bed Bath & Beyond this week, and then I
Mhm.
didn't because I said that's wasted money when I could buy GameStop at $16, $17.
Yeah, it's a
But
steal right now.
yeah, but trust me, I wanted to go
Mhm.
buy a Bed Bath & Beyond just to throw it in their face that I have a better cost average than all of them. So, but I had a dollar, like I would have had $1.18, something like that. Like all popcorners talk nonsense 24/7. 8-man JV, Fisherman 8-man JV. How you doing? I don't know what you're talking about. October 7th, bro. You might be my new favorite little guy tonight, man. You're killing it, bro. Didn't even see that. There we go. What happens is when we short it to the ground. Let's do it all. AMC to $1. I agree with that one. Have you seen the popcorn? I have not seen it yet. I plan to go to the store right now, right after this live stream. We're gonna try to go find some, buy some. I'm up late tonight. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do because the
Nice.
truth is, I I'm on vacation 5 days. I don't have to go to work until Friday. And for GameStop earnings, I know you want to live stream it. I know
Mhm.
you do. I'm live streaming it. Okay, I'm going to be here, and I don't want to steal from your
Mhm.
crowd there, Tetron. I will
No,
tell
no.
you you're invited, and I will
All right.
tag you and link you, and I will tag your channel as we
Mhm.
watch it live. I'll have you there with me if you
Okay,
want to do
awesome. What time are you gonna get your stream started?
all damn day, bro. What the hell are you talking
Okay.
about? It's a bell to
Well,
bell.
that is a stupid
Hey,
question. The thing is, like,
AMC,
mhm,
AMC earnings, right? Were you here that day? Shit. That was an
I,
8 hour live stream.
God damn. I think I was definitely there for part of it, but I don't think I caught the whole
Oh
thing.
man, we were in there having a great old time. Don't worry, we'll do it again.
Sounds
Let's see what we
good.
have here. They'll be bailed out again. Yeah, AMC may be able to run, but probably not a MOAS. Nah, I don't. LA,
Mhm.
I don't see it going anywhere. You guys are the best. Thank you, Timo. We're the best. I don't see it going beyond. I don't see AMC going past $10. Just
Mhm.
don't. I would say 15 is MOAS, but that's it. That's all
Yeah,
they got in the tank.
it does seem
And I'm
like
not
that.
joking. Get ready for it because that's the truth. No MOAS for GameStop.
Mhm.
I hope not. I'm not looking for a MOAS per se. I'm just as to when they're going to evaluate my company the right way. That's all I'm saying.
Facts, yeah.
I'll let it go from there. Literally, one of the items they jokingly refer to when teams make bad trade proposals, they offered us a hot dog and a bag of popcorn. You know, that's what T.O. was eating on the sidelines after he scored a touchdown. Popcorn plays a big pivotal role in my life. That man ruined the movies for many. Um, Batman. The only person I know is Batman is badass trader. That's all I know. That's the only bat I know.
You know, it's
AMC already had its last MOAS. Oh, yeah.
ouch.
$8, bro. $8. AMC credit card is a joke. Apes that invest in AMC now have a bad credit
They
card.
have one?
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
then
even
they get
realize.
denied. 37% APR to buy popcorn.
Yikes.
France. Put the ES futures on the screen. PPT is at work. I have no idea how to do that. I don't even know what that means. None of that. I don't know anything about futures and put them on the screen. I typed in PPT. That's how much I did. I don't even know what. Yeah, I don't know how to get into this stuff. Ruben is a sophisticated trader.
Mhm.
Knows his stuff. That's halted one day. Oh, I'm still on the Biggest Losers, huh? Yeah, I don't know where it would be here on my. I don't know how to get to it, Ruben. I'm looking at the futures market. It's already open. It's already up.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
pulled
I
up
don't
real
know.
quick on like Yahoo Finance, and they're moving
Oh,
up.
there you go. Yeah, nothing's open right now. For some reason,
Mhm.
GameStop's halted right now. Don't worry.
Craziness.
Don't worry, man.
Oh my god,
We're
AMC's
good.
halted too right now.
Look at this. My shit's still working, bro. Get off of linear charts. We go to logarithmic charting. Perfect. Perfect. I think people really know we're still in we're still in that groove all the way until January of next year, which would be a 3-year anniversary of
The
the
infamous.
halt. And 3 years, man, of holding GameStop, that'd be amazing for me. I want to hold all of it,
Mhm.
and I might be the only guy to do it. But you know what I'm doing? I'm getting healthy. I'm
Mhm.
drinking water only. No more beer. No more
Nice.
soda.
Respect.
Um,
Nice.
just trying to lose this weight. I got all the way up
Mhm.
to 248 pounds.
Mhm.
But I put a picture up in the Discord just so people like what that looks like, and they say all my weight is in my neck and my shoulders, which is pretty true. But
Mhm.
because I'm carrying the world on my back. What do you want me to do, bro?
Makes sense. Gotta get strong.
AMC apparatus will lead them. Here we go. 2024. I don't know what that means. 2024. Timo is really dedicated to this AMC play. Um, Fibonacci extensions. Oh no! Don't start talking that shit to me. Can't trades. I don't have time for that. It's not gonna work for me.
Wait, so what is
I
the
gotta
latest
talk to
advanced
Ruben. I should
trades?
call Ruben and see what it is.
Is he
I'm
still like?
back down to Ruben. What's that?
Oh, I was saying, Ants trade still talk like say like, oh,
No, he doesn't
we're
make any
ants. And
videos at all, bro. I put him
he,
into retirement.
he's completely gone, right? I was gonna
I tapped
say.
him out. And me personally, I tapped his ass out. I choked him out. I let him know his channel was trash. His information was trash. His TA was garbage. He as a person is garbage. I let him have it, bro. So that's what happens,
Yeah.
bro. I put him back in his tidy whitey He-Man underwear, and I'm pretty sure his
Yeah.
girl just slapped him and said, "No, you need to get off that. Get back to work." ACs need
Bozo.
fixing, bro. Mo, do you live in the same trailer park as Common Sense Investor? Hey, y'all, it's another video, and I'm back. Here we go again. Gonna tell y'all how great this stock's gonna be. Yes, I am. Did you guys see that, guys? That I'm being blamed for AMC's death? You guys watched that already?
Really?
Bro, I'm gonna show you.
That's it.
Let's go. This is gonna be hilarious.
I'm ready.
What's this guy's name again? Common Sense Investor? Oh, you're gonna like this one. He's blaming me for it all.
It's
Here we
all
go.
you, Marantz. It's evidently all
Okay.
you.
All right, let's watch. Here we go. Here we go. Now, pay attention, all right, Petron?
Oh,
You
I
hearing
can't.
it all?
No, I can't hear it right now. All right.
Oh, this is so good. Get your phone up louder.
Okay. Okay.
Situation has become. Now, since I did that video, I've had some
Water
questions
skiing.
people want to know. CSI, thank you for sharing that with us. What are some solutions we can do? Here we go. Here we go. Now, this play. There's a lot we can do. But before I get started on that again, I want to share this little story. Can you hear it all? What would you? No, I can't hear it right now. All right. You had a friend that you go out, you had drinks with, maybe you work out at the gym together, maybe y'all just go do water skiing or whatever the case may be. The thing is, every time you're with this friend, he's got something nasty to say
Hey,
about your
one
life.
second.
Now, being a nice and peaceful person, you really don't want to cause conflict, so you let the first couple times go, right? But eventually, it comes a time when every time you're with your friend, and he keeps talking about your wife or your family, your kids and stuff, how just rude and ugly they are. Eventually, as a man, you're gonna step up to the plate. You're gonna say,
Mhm.
"You better not about my wife and kids. I'm tired of hearing about it." And then they get on the defense. Well, I'm not really just saying it. No, no, no. Every time I hear from you, you have something negative to say about my wife or my kids. I'm fed up hearing you. Now, let's take that and let's apply it to the AMC play. All right. There are people out there, and I don't mind, y'all know me, I call a motherfucker out in a minute, like rants, spews nothing but hate. Nothing but hate towards AMC's community. Now, I watched his community grow. All right. When he first came out, he made his first AMC video. He didn't have but a couple of hundred subscribers. And I watched the more he added AMC to his titles, and it
Okay. Let me know when you caught up.
Okay. Almost there.
different perspective
Yeah.
on the play, and they're talking about AMC. So let's go see what he's talking about. And then you find out it's hate. Adam Aaron is this, and you agree. And AMC
You're gonna love it.
is wrong. And you agree. And because of the hate that he spews, it wears out on you. And because of that, this play is going to fall.
Wow. Because of that, this play is gonna fall.
Okay. So because I put out facts and truth about AMC
Too much truth.
and Adam Aaron, and people agree with it, that then in turn takes away their conviction on the play. Therefore, I'm going to cause AMC not to squeeze. It is me and solely the individuals who think like I do, right? Like, this is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Sorry, common sense investor, but your 6,000, 12,000 followers is far from the 4 million that Adam Aaron said y'all had. And I'm going to ask you, why do you worry about what I do? I don't understand. Billy Bob, Summer Sue, she's going to give you a back rub later, man. She's going to put a little bit of lard on your back. That's what it is. She's going to tell you it's coconut oil, but it's not. And then she's going to slip her finger a little down south, and you might like it. Me, not so much. But I'll tell you, brother, you keep asking why this stock is going nowhere, and I'm going to tell you why it's going nowhere. And that's because y'all are dumb as shit. I've got more shares of AMC that I sold than teeth you have in your mouth. So let me know what you want to do down south there, common sense.
Damn.
Motherfucker, Marines investor. Let me know. This is phase 20. We're in phase 6. What do you say, phase 6, phase 20? I don't know.
I
Here we
don't.
go. All right.
Damn.
Sorry.
Get the fire extinguisher. Holy shit.
Woo!
No,
Sorry, brother. I get a little lost sometimes.
no, I love it. I absolutely love it.
All right, GameStop has 0 debt and $1 billion in cash. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much. And stop bringing out the Liberace retracement factor. Is that what he said? Liberace retracement? Yeah, I know. Rance knows that my position is 97% GME and 3% Bobby. Yeah, I don't know why, but good luck, Rocco. I hear you. This dude says he voted yes. And not only do you want people to buy into AMC, you actually are promoting for everyone to support what short hedge funds and distressed credit investors are doing with that stock. Yeah, way to join the team. You're on the right side.
Thanks.
That is a catch-22, a double-sided sword. That is the end-all and be-all. That is checkmate. Any move you make, you lose. That's what AMC and Ape are. Pay attention,
Mhm.
please. DD here is crazy. Thank you, Dex. I think we do the only work out there on the market that I don't
True.
think there's another YouTuber out there doing what we do. So I'll just keep doing it till the day I drop. And when I drop, ooh, baby, my kids get my shares. Maybe they won't sell them, maybe they will, but maybe they'll watch all the videos first. Like, I want to know what Dad said. Well, they're up
Yeah.
online forever, and I hope you guys watch them. And you'll
That
see Tetron right there, right next to me.
the
And Super Smash
vibes.
Bros, whatever the hell else he played.
Yes. No, Super Sluggers. It's awesome.
Whatever the hell the game was,
The
bro.
Wii is awesome. That's my
A grown
favorite
man
device.
playing the Wii, I'm done.
Dude, it's the
First off,
vibes. It's
it's called
actually
Wii.
yeah, no, I actually really play. I swear, I still hang out with my friends and like we'll run like old GameCube games and Wii games and just send beers. It's a great
I'm
time.
down with GameCube. I have a GameCube in the garage. I
Nice.
play GameCube. We used to play Mario Party. It was the
Nice. Yeah, it's a
best.
classic.
Yeah, Mario All Stars, Mario Sunshine.
Hmm.
Played a lot of GameCube games,
Good
but
old Mario Kart.
and I don't play it. But I don't play anything anymore. I don't even play any
Hmm.
game. I barely play TFT, and that's my favorite game. So
Hmm. Well,
you
it's
can
because
play
you're
that on your
grinding.
phone. I'm grinding, man. I'm grinding out
Dude,
information in YouTube. Yeah,
respect.
absolutely.
It's the way to roll.
I've learned way more about the stocks and the markets than I wanted to since I started following months ago. Thank you, Barth Berger. I hope that's a tribute to the amount of information you're willing to take in and be a sponge and not a rock. And that's what I call Bed Bath & Beyond
Sponge, not a
investment.
rock. I
Rocks.
like that.
Yeah. That just means what you can absorb, young man. That's all it is.
Gotcha.
Highest price you can predict GameStop can go to. Honestly, LA, it's an infinite price for me because between stouts and so I literally will never let it go. So I don't care what price goes to. It's just mine to have. It's a factor of my wealth. It will show that I'm worth X amount of dollars. Like it's not that I'm liquid because I don't sell. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, and he's not liquid. He had to sell Tesla
Facts.
shares to get some money out of it. So the richest man liquid is probably going to be somebody like Ken Griffin, right, who
Hmm.
makes billions of dollars, and then he can cash out a big ass bonus check every year. But
Yeah.
everyone else has money based off of the markets, not based off of cash, cold hard cash. So it's indicative of what I do, right? I put
Mhm.
money in places, but remember what life is, guys. For some of you guys who are like oblivious to it all, I don't care how nice of a car you have and a house you have. Like that's it. That's all you have is a house and a car, and then that's what you have to show for yourself because everything else you're accumulating wealth to hand off to your family after you're gone. That's the only thing you're doing. Do you
Mhm.
think spending money at restaurants all night that's real? That's you? That's not real. That's not you. Because eventually you'll lose your appetite, or eventually you might
Mhm.
get sick, or eventually you might not have somebody to go eat with. I'll just tell you, I am here stacking money for my kids when I'm gone, and I don't need anything else. I already have the well, almost $1 million. It's almost $1 million. We
Hey.
get with it. We stick with this house for the next 30 years. This bad boy will be $1 million home.
Nice.
It's just I have a really nice home in California. I have plenty of cars to get around, and I don't even care what type of cars I drive. Yes, they're all newer vehicles, but the thing is,
Mhm.
I don't care. Point A to point B, I'd take public transportation if it was available to me. There's no I have no pride, right? I already have the
Mhm.
prized possession. I have the wife, I have the children, I have everything. You can talk about credit, you can talk about all of that. So when it's time to accumulate GameStop shares, are you kidding?
Mhm.
It's just the luxuries of life. I'll throw them all on there at every price
Mhm.
point I can because I don't need it. It's just
Mhm.
excess. Some of you guys are not at that level yet, and I get that part. But if you're at the lowest level, if you're 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
Mhm.
24, 25, all that shit, and you're plugging away money right now into GameStop, you're a goddamn genius. Because when
Thank
it's
you.
time to be 40, you're going to have a fat step in life ahead of the rest. And you'll be able to buy the house. You just take some money out, a loan out of your 401k. You're going to go ahead and buy the cars when it's time to get them, and
Mhm.
you get them at great interest rates and not right now when these interest rates are
Yeah.
trash. So there's no point in trying to show me what you're worth or what you made or what's the price of this stock. Who cares about the highest possible price when the highest thing
Mhm.
going on right now is inflation, is
True.
interest rates. Those are the things that drive value. And I'm not going to worry about wealth at this time
Mhm.
in my life when I know I still have a life of work ahead of me. So that's just me, LA, a
Facts.
long way to tell you how I look at GameStop. I look at it from the standpoint of
Mhm.
I don't need it at a price and the highest possible price that it could get to. Let's just say if it ever got to $40. I'll give you this example, okay? Let's take it even higher. Let's say it gets to $60 a share. $60 a share, it's well past almost double my cost average. that means I got back more money than I put in. Therefore, I am creating wealth. And if I could put in whatever I put in and I can get 100% of that, double the price of what I put in, why wouldn't I double my money at any time in my lifetime? That means it's profitable, it's perfect for what I need. It might be a slow grower for you, but at 100% increase, that's phenomenal. There's not a bank in America that could give you that
Facts.
type of return. So I think people are oblivious to what wealth is and how it's accumulated. I also think that they are naive to the fact that $1 billion is a huge amount of money, and they think, oh, it's
Hmm.
just they just throw those words around, a billion, a million, and whatever,
Hmm.
100,000. Like, imagine I could give you $10,000 right now. How comfortable would you be? I can give you $100,000 right now. How comfortable would you be? But if I gave you 500,000, you're infinitely wealthy for the rest of your life
Hmm.
because that 500,000 creates freedom, financial freedom. So instead of waiting
Facts.
for $10 billion to show up on your doorstep, how about we just start with one? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, what do I know?
But I like how Deep Value used to put it, like no price target, just up. Because it's just like, it's
Mhm.
about just like everything you're saying, just about like the value in the long term.
You'll never know. You'll never know what something's worth until you give it the amount of time it takes.
Hmm.
People say, "Well, this is as high as it can go." That's like the biggest mistake you could ever make.
Yeah,
Because whatever you think is high as it can go, watch it go higher, and watch it go
exactly.
higher, and watch it go higher. So, and I've also said, don't go chasing these damn rockets. Um,
Yeah.
if you are convinced the stock's going to go up a 10 bagger, wait till
Hmm.
it goes up one or two times the price, and then buy in. Not losing much. You're still going to get an 80%
Hmm.
increase off of that money.
True.
Eight more bags up on the bottom half of that. So there's just so many things you can do by being invested and being secure with your investments. So
Hmm.
AMC investors, when GME flips positive, sure. I don't care which side of the coin they get to. It's not going to matter to me. Whatever you guys are invested in is for you and for your family. But just know that there's a lot of information out there that you can interpret any way you want to. And some people try to remain
True.
positive at all times, at all costs, at all corners. And I'm telling you, that's a great way to look at life.
Hmm.
It promotes like this positive focus. But let me tell you how positive you need to be Monday morning. Banks are going to rock this goddamn market.
Hmm.
And if you think that because Janet Yellen's bailing out some banks after it's just been announced, then it's not going to have collateral damage across the board, there's still people living in doubt. There's still people living in fear.
Hmm.
Businesses that are like, wait a minute, are our assets insured, or is it just this
Yeah,
one bank that they're gonna be insured with? Because
it's
now that we
true.
know there's 100% backing with what's going on with SVIB, what the hell's going to happen with
Hmm.
everything that's going on in Signature, Pac West Bank, all the rest of the banks that we just
Yeah.
looked at, Western Financial
Hmm.
Bank, Western Alliance Bank, whatever the hell it is. Like you guys got to go look at. There's 5,000 banks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
5,000, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's only four that have a market cap or assets under management or deposits of over
Hmm.
$1 trillion. So maybe you just go take all your
Hmm.
money to the big boys, which is that's why I tell you, big bank take little bank. But
Gotcha.
you're looking for trouble, trouble, or maybe you're looking for reform. Maybe they want to go ahead and rewrite this so that they can have more control over the banks that are from 250 deposit, 250 million, all the way down to 50. There's that large gap in there, but I would tell you everything's a gap after 250,000, right? I mean, that's all
Yeah,
the
that's
FDIC
true.
insures. So why is there not a regulation for small cap companies and or mid cap companies from 250 to 10, right? Or 20 or
Hmm.
50 or 100 million, somewhere in that range, because there's that whole gray space, and that gray space is larger than anyone. And the fact that you can say 100% that the damn deposit's going to be covered are crazy to me because
Hmm.
now you're promoting risky behavior by bankers, and they're not going
Yep.
to be held accountable for what's coming across the board. This is ridiculous.
Hmm.
How the hell do you let banks just do it? Okay, listen. This is all corroborated, and I'll explain it to you this way. If one
Hmm.
group decides we're going to run on this bank, okay, and it's
Hmm.
orchestrated this way, but what makes you think that they're not running, like I said, to BRICS or to other banks, the big four? They're running all their capital that way. Now
Hmm.
you tell me that they're going to actually back this money. How are you getting your shareholder value back on this stock that's halted at 106 but
Yeah.
currently $33? You allowed this to happen while it was shut down. So now you're telling me you're backing it. So the shares alone, do you know Vanguard has over $1 billion worth of shares in this company?
Mm,
BlackRock has over $1 billion. I said a billion with a B. That's a
damn.
huge amount to
Hmm.
carry over from one week into the next. You're telling me that they didn't have stop losses in place, or they didn't know this was already happening? They got the hell out. Who's coming back in? Hey, listen to
Yeah.
me clearly here. Everyone out there in the crowd, listen. And you're getting backed and your stock price is down to $30 and everyone has lost total confidence. And I don't care if Janet Yellen buys you out, who buys back in? It's not going to
It's
be
a
these
great point.
institutions. It's going to be distressed credit investors. It's going to be the ones that are going to control the bonds of this bank. They're going to control it and they're going to tell you what you're going to do now. So think about it. Think about who holds this company. Guess what, guys? They were rocking with $2.6 billion worth of debt before this ever happened. They were already operating at a net loss position. Banks shouldn't be at net loss positions. Yes, they could be leveraged on deposits versus what they loan out, but the operational cash, it's called minus in not inflation, but interest. So however the
Hmm.
bank operates minus the interest, that's exactly what your bank is worth. And this bank had a -$1 billion. So don't tell me. And I'll tell you the other part about this, like who's going to come in and buy this. Institutionally, pumping a stock like you see it. Look at it. It's on the screen. It's a mountain. And the
Hmm.
reason why oh no, that's GameStop on the mountain. I apologize. I'm gonna. I was like, it's mountain. It's right there. No, look at this really quick. Okay. So SVB Bank is pumped. And this is a pump when you look at this, and we're on a logarithmic chart. Give me a linear chart real
Hmm.
quick. Look at the drastic increase over the last years, right? The last 2 years. This is SPACs. I'm a firm believer in this, okay?
Hmm.
Because when a bank doesn't have SPACs involved, this is what the bank looks like. It looks like a normal bank, like it's just doing work. No big deal. It's going up and
Hmm.
it's getting no. You have a mountain, this peak, this pinnacle, right? And what that
Hmm.
is they had 1,500 SPACs come onto the markets in 2020 and 2021 while you were trying to float over cash
Hmm.
that you weren't over leveraged on your shorts dug deeper during the pandemic, and they
Yep.
picked certain stocks. They picked the wrong one. We know that. That's called
Hmm.
GameStop. But when you look at this right here, this mountain of a damn of a
Hmm.
potential right profit that they could make, this was SPACs, guys. I know people don't want to tell
Hmm.
you that. They want to go and hide it. They want to tell, oh,
Makes
it's
sense.
mortgage-backed
Yeah.
securities. And I'm listening to them, but I'm not listening to them because this company is a commercial bank. They only fund risky
Hmm.
startups, right? They fund small cap
It's
and
true.
market
Yeah.
cap companies. And you have a 2-year window on SPACs. Everybody knows this. You put in $10 on a SPAC. If they don't go public, if they don't merge, guess what? You get your money back. Well, guess what? It was
Hmm.
2 years ago, guys. March
Yeah.
2021. That's what was 2 years ago. So when you're
Great
looking at it,
points.
I'm trying to help you here. They brought this shit up to offset a short on the whole market. And all you had to do was go park money in saying that we're going to start up this new startup. You know how many companies? I went and looked at the 13Fs for Citadel. Do you know how many companies they've invested money with? How many financial institutions they invest money with? And then in turn follow that spider web and they invest
Yeah.
money as well? It's bullshit. It's all bullshit because when they're all spread out and you can't find it, you can't trace the money back. But I know all the key players. I know all the distressed credit investors. You guys seen the whole chart, connecting the dots, part 1 through 9. Go watch them, and what's it going to tell you? That Apollo, that private equity, they infiltrate. Remember, there's two types of distressed credit investors. First, there's the operational. The operational is what happened with AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, and you'll see it right now at Kohl's, and you see it at other companies where they infiltrate the board, they infiltrate the senior officers, and they make bad decisions for the company. And then they go ahead and they hold them to the debt, and now the bondholders control the company. That's what's happened inside and out in all these companies. When you look at a company like GameStop, they came in, KKR was in GameStop. They went ahead and hired Boston Consulting Group, and Ryan Cohen and the boys, they come in and they go, hey, wait a minute. Let's get everybody out of this damn thing. All the bad guys. They push KKR out.
Facts.
But when that happened, okay, I want to explain it to you guys. When this happens, you're looking at a company that can transition and break the mold out of that. But go look at all the distressed credit companies right now. And you're looking at a cycle that has been waiting 13 years to explode from the last financial crisis to now. And the issue is this: money was free. Money was free for 11 years. And then they started raising rates. And when they start raising rates, all those companies that kept going back to the market, kept going back to the public because their stock price was just going up and to the right, up and to the right. Now you go back to
Yep.
the public and you can't raise money. You can't raise capital. So what do? Now you have to go get it from the banks. And guess what? Those institutions are licking their fingers. They're ready to pounce. And why are they ready to pounce? Because you need to borrow money from them. There's a Mudrick, there's an Apollo, there's a Pegasus, there's a Ares, there's a bank for you, right? Bain Capital, there's all of them, guys, and they're all waiting for the same thing. And now that they control these companies, I don't care if it's Smart and Final, Fresh Market, you name it, they own it. They own it because it's a bad business model, right? And it's not that the company doesn't have value. Like AMC, they're so masked and they're so clouded, as in to think that like their company is not worth something. They think I say it's not worth something. It's worth something, but just not with $5 billion of debt. So
Yep.
what do? You file for bankrupt, right? You file for bankruptcy. They make money on the bankruptcy. Go look at FTX. FTX's
Yep.
bankruptcy right now is pocketing Apollo and Sullivan and Cromwell, and they're pocketing 12, 18, 20, $15 million a month going through bankruptcy. Who's paying that? Well, the investors that were in it, the common day investors, right? The common
Crazy.
shareholders and or the depositors, because those aren't backed. Crypto's another whole wild, wild west. And what are you looking for? You're looking for something from the administration to tell you that they're going to regulate or that it's gonna be okay. Let's give you a pat on the back. Guys, I don't need it. I invest my money in companies that are not distressed, that don't owe debt. And I know that's okay, Marantz. Debt is okay. But who the hell's borrowing money right now?
It's
Let's talk about
facts.
SG&A. SG&A, and I know Tetron, you're not speaking yet because I'm just rolling, but
Nah, you're good, man.
I'm
You're
in my
you're
brain.
doing
Okay,
awesome.
so no worries. So here's how
Chilling.
this works: SG&A. Okay, so the cost of doing business across the board has increased for every company in America, right? And there's guys that because remember, whenever you're in this distressed credit cycle, you have to put your seatbelt on and you got to strap in because burn rates will just destroy you. The cost of doing business combined with inflation, combined with actually borrowing money now that it costs something, it puts the clamps on you. And you don't know which way to look because you don't know if the individual in that office is your ally or against you. And it could be infiltration. It could be, Trade said it one time. He's like, our biggest threat is people infiltrating this community. And I was like, look in the mirror, pal. Because for me personally, I was just like, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy if you think that every company's over leveraged in the event that they're short and you can manipulate that short. No, they manufacture these outcomes. They plan this stuff out. So when you see a bank tip over, don't tell me that it's not. But it wasn't planned when I see everyone on the board of directors has ties to other banks that are bigger and better than them. So yeah, they knew they were going to get bailed out. I thought so, and why did I say it? I called it posturing. I said, there's no way Janet Yellen is not going to bail these guys out because at that point when she says we're not going to do it 2 days in a row, tells the public, leaks it out. That means that they were trying to put pressure on someone to buy up this bank and save them from themselves. And they didn't find anybody. So guess what? Sunday night's coming. Here it is. We're 3 hours ahead of time. So maybe it was 8 o'clock Eastern time when this got announced. There it is. In the morning time, they're gonna be okay. 100% guaranteed on depositors. But nah, I know what this cycle is, and I know what they're setting up for, and what they've been setting up. It's not the pinnacle yet. You guys think that things going down, a couple of banks get crashed, a couple of companies get filed for bankruptcy? There's still more. The stress credit cycle this time around is 10 times bigger than it was in 2008. And I'm not just making up a number here. You guys got to think that in 2020, 2019, the whole economy was supposed to crash. COVID happened. And what did they do? They deferred rents, they deferred payroll, they gave $6 trillion to the markets within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. So all the shorters that were like, hey, we got these guys, we're going to make all this money, companies going out of business. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you already had $6 trillion in front of you to say, you know what? We're okay. We're
Yep.
going to be all right. Guess what? That takes time to burn off. People are out of COVID money. Companies are out of this forgiveness. And now you're
Truth.
sitting here borrowing money. Let me tell you what's the craziest shit. This is just me to you.
Mhm.
The craziest thing is this. People are trying to expand and build their company in this moment.
Yeah.
Crazy. You better sit on your cash if you own a company. If you own a company that does $1 billion in sales or $5 billion in sales, and you've got a couple of $100 million in cash in the bank, sit on it, baby. Do not
Facts.
touch it. Do not go look for things to buy. Don't go look for
Hmm.
shit to do. You wait for this to burn off. You wait for the Fed to figure their shit out, and all it's going to be is an election cycle. Are you kidding? This will be
Yeah.
the biggest news of your lifetime. For the next year and a half, they're going to help recover the economy. Oh man, vote for me. We recovered and we
Yeah,
repaired
we
this
got
economy.
through it,
Right?
and
That's it. And it's just going to
yeah,
give another 4 years of
just a
this
giant
bullshit cycle.
circus. Yep.
Cannot do this. The funds that have been pushed out, the covenants that have been waived, and it's all you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Quid pro quo. Let me tell you exactly how this works. You see a bank or you see a company like AMC, they have 3 different bondholders all do the same thing. They've all agreed to waive the covenants on those bonds so that they don't have to file for bankruptcy. Therefore, they don't have to have cash on hand. They can do other things
Crazy.
and expand, drive themselves further into debt. That is wild. That is a suicide note. And
Yeah,
there's no
it's
way.
nuts.
There's no way. I'm sorry. I'm off the box.
No, you're good. I mean, it's all facts. It's literally all facts. Like, and it's a lot. I feel like for people to hear, but it needs to be heard. It's all like 100% facts. Like,
Well, let's think about it this way, okay? I want to talk about banks. Like, think about it in this realm of things, okay? Banks are out here looking for people to get money. Right? They
hmm
literally want people to borrow money from them. And
truth.
the Fed has induced this dry period. You're in a dry run right now, 2023. Everybody got their fiscal budgets this year in January.
hmm
Everybody got their hiring budget, their advertising budget, you name it. That's the fiscal year for them, right? For an advertising firm, for anyone who wants to do business with these guys, they're like, "Hey, are you hiring this year?" Nah, we're gonna hang on. We're
Yeah.
gonna sit on our hands on this one. Right? Like you're looking at 2023 right now, and it might not be the cycle that they report to in the SEC, but it's the cycle of what you have right now. You have tax return season. People should be spending money like crazy, buying
hmm
cars, buying product because that's what you do with your tax return. Well, guess what? The rates are too high. I'm not going to go buy a
True.
car at 8%, 9%. So that aspect, that whole spectrum's gone. Now those salesmen can't pay their bills because they didn't sell any
Yep.
cars. They didn't buy a house. They didn't buy furniture. They didn't buy product. Now it's just you chasing this tail of this downward spiral that happens to the economy, and it happened the same in 2008 and 2009. Mass
hmm
layoffs. And I told everybody, I go, you can't call it a recession until we lose 2 million jobs. You have to lose 2 million jobs. Do you know what you do to provoke 2 million jobs lost? You ready for this, Tetron?
I'm ready.
You close a commercial bank that gives money to small cap and mid cap companies to pay their payroll. That's how you induce mass layoffs. Look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's happening today. This is all orchestrated in my end. And maybe I'm just too tinfoil. Maybe
hmm
I'm just a conspiracy theory. But I'm not because I read the goddamn bit. I read
Yeah.
the whole
That.
damn. I read it. I read the filings, guys. I read them out loud and then I connect the dots and I see who's involved. And you're going to tell me that this company, SVB and Signature Bank, that
hmm
have ties to the administration on their board of directors,
hmm
just let it happen? It's
Yep.
okay? Go look at the board of directors. They have individuals that have served in this Congress
It's
on their board of
crazy.
directors. There's no way that you don't know how far stretched these banks are. Moody's rates them out to be AAA. Everyone's in on this.
Yep.
Everyone's in. And what
You're
happened during
right.
the housing crisis? Everybody was in. But I also want to tell you a story that happened
hmm
during the housing crisis. Okay?
I'm ready.
So they had this time, this moment to bail out the auto industry back then.
hmm
And while they were bailing out the auto industry, there was this small little startup company going around door to door asking people for money. And there was
Okay.
only a pocket full of people that believed in this company, that believed in the leadership, and they rose from the ashes like a phoenix.
hmm
And they are Tesla. It took 11 years for Tesla to realize a profit from that meltdown. I don't care how long it takes for GameStop to realize a profit. But if GameStop can go around and get money for Web 3.0 and get money for what this is, decentralized funding or banking or
hmm
however they're going to do it with their GameStop wallet, what I have, I'm going to love this company till the day I die, till the day I
hmm
drop. If they can grow out of the ashes from this, well, shit, I'm all in. And then we're that small group that gets to tag out like everyone else did at Tesla. Look at it, man. The richest man in the world was manufactured from the ashes. It can be you.
Crazy.
Just remember that. I'm gonna read the chat. I haven't read the chat in a while. I
Smart.
apologize, guys. I got trapped in the zone there. I try to read all the chat. You guys know this. But that's what happened back then. If you guys don't remember, we were all there. I apologize. Guys, on the stream right now
Mhm.
with me, joining me is Tetron Invest. If you guys do not know who he is, he's a known YouTuber that supports GameStop, theorizes. I don't want to say who he works for, but he has a great understanding for the DRS system and a lot of other things that we talk about. But we generalize these things in real time. We're here tonight. Tetron Invest. Good evening. How you doing, sir?
Dude, I'm good. I'm just always happy to be on Morant's Rants. Morant's is always spitting facts, and of course he's ranting because he's Morant's Rants. But hey, it's all learning, and it's just great stuff. It's just awesome.
So Whiskey says this is a perfect time to implement government crypto. I wouldn't
Mhm.
go that far. I know what that is, the wild wild
Mhm.
west of cryptocurrency. I know that the Ethereum is the odd lot of it all. And when I say that is stake to own,
Mhm.
they went ahead and got away from the
Mhm.
rodeo, as I can say. But just not enough for me to ever invest and really back it. You guys know I support GameStop. I have a
Mhm.
wallet. I have cryptocurrency. Don't get me wrong. I own the coins myself
Mhm.
in a storage of offsite, but I'm not going to promote it to that point. To say that we
Mhm.
can get away
I hear
from
you.
the banking
Mhm.
system itself. Listen, guys, a couple of banks, yes, I get it. They're over leveraged. They're idiots.
Mhm.
They made some bad decisions. They're asking for a bailout, basically. You know how I feel about this. I'm telling you what it is, and what they'll end up doing. And once they get the little tap on the hand, you see, here's the problem too, Tetron. Like, and,
Mhm.
and I want to tell you this: back in 2009, right when the Dodd Act and Dodd Act
Mhm.
passed, people got to know what that was. That was about the housing crisis. People were giving out, risky loans. They're
Mhm.
saying we won't do that any longer. Now they have to verify their income, and we won't be
Mhm.
loaning money to individuals that
To whoever.
can't pay back
Mhm.
loans because it's illegal essentially. You have people that are funding mortgage-backed securities, but they have no idea what they're buying is trash because you got
Mhm.
some people who can't afford the houses themselves. So they put in all these rules in place. But guess who's following the rules? Four banks. That's it.
Mhm.
So you have four banks following regulation, big regulation, but I got 5,000 banks in America. So
Crazy.
4,996 banks are doing whatever the hell they want to do. And they're
Yeah,
not
with the
following those
deposits
rules.
and everything.
That's what I'm telling you. It's not in the
Yeah.
same way. Data Zero is here. Thank you, Data, for the support. I appreciate you, sir, for jumping into the chat. That's a kid I tore apart. Two boats and a helicopter. Okay, if you guys don't know what that is, two boats and a helicopter, it's a phrase. What it means is we're giving you two boats and a helicopter to get the hell out of this mess. If you guys need it, it's called GameStop, GameStop, and GameStop. There's your two boats and a helicopter. God, it looks good. Yellen just announced a bailout, so why would there be bank runs? Ryan Bartholomew, thanks. I believe that was your name. I don't know what it is. Bartheon, whatever the hell your name is. Hey, Brian, I butcher names all the time, bro. Don't get discouraged. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you. Um, her saying that there's gonna be a bailout happened in real time while I'm live here. Right? That was before I put up the title. But I will tell you this. Okay? Um, bank runs will happen, and here's why: people will lose confidence. And I'm not saying they're gonna
Mhm.
run from banks totally, but you would rather pull your money out, and it costs you nothing to do it. Like if you're wrong and the bank doesn't fail, well, you can put it right back in tomorrow. No harm, no foul. Right? Like you didn't lose anything.
Mhm.
But if you're wrong and the bank does run, guess what? You just lost money. And you just lost a percentage of it. No matter what FDIC is claiming that they're going to back, they're backing all deposits right now for SVIB. It doesn't matter to me. How about all the other banks that are worried right now? Small
Mhm.
businesses in America are meeting this weekend to talk about their cash and where it's sitting. And if they don't like that bank and if they're looking into the bank, yeah, I want to ask you guys something. How many companies in America have the understanding of the bank's financial system, the plumbing, actually make an evaluation rather than just reading a Moody's rating and seeing the pages themselves?
Facts.
Who really understands what the bank is over leveraged and understands the financial markets the way they should? Hell, I've got GNS, right? Genius Group. They don't even have their lawyers reading their paperwork when it comes to dilution. So, what makes
Damn.
you think that you have the lawyers in place to battle? Hey, Silicon Valley Bank, the name itself is recognition for what the area is. It doesn't mean that they're just there. They're in Boston as well. They're all over
Mhm.
the damn country. But guys, you can get, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something crazy. When I was young, when I was
Mhm.
real young, I was 9 years old. I go to the bank with my dad, right? We go to Bank of America. I
Mhm.
thought that was the only bank in the world because it was Bank of America. It's America's bank.
Mhm.
I loved America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. I was
Mhm.
American, red, white, and blue. And then when I grew up, I was like, shit, there's Robobank, there's Wells Fargo, there's First Union, there's First. There was so many damn Sunshine
Facts.
Bank, you
Yep.
name it.
So many
I said, what
options.
the hell is this? That's when you find out why people do business with other people. Okay, I'm gonna say another thing, and I got people in here, guys. Don't kill the
Mhm.
messenger. I guarantee you, there is no bank run on a Jewish-owned bank. No bank
Mhm.
run, because when a dollar goes into the Jewish community, it never comes out.
It's
It will
kind of
spend
true.
money
Yeah.
at the Jewish barbershop, the
Yep.
Jewish restaurant, the Jewish dry cleaner, the Jewish car dealership. I know. I lived in Savannah, Georgia, and the Kaminskis,
Mhm.
they own the oldest car dealership in America, the oldest Jeep dealership in America, Savannah, Georgia. And these guys would only do their loans with Savannah Bank, no other national Oracle. They're all doing it out of a garage in Silicon Valley. They want to go to Silicon Valley and put their money in that bank. But why would you? They're not part of the four big ones, right? You're going to
Yep.
risk all your funds? You tell me they're not secure? Secure. What's in there right now or what's going to be put in there a month from now? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Crazy.
Sorry.
No, you're good,
I'm
man.
not supposed to say the J word. I know. I apologize, guys. Right? But I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I know. I know. I apologize, guys. They'll shut me down. Yeah, I know. They take care. I'm not mad at it. Bro, I respect it 100%. You guys have no idea. I respect it
Yeah.
100%.
No, I
And
definitely understand what you're saying.
it's
It's not
smart
like
business.
a saying anything bad or something. It's just
No,
it's
no,
kind
I'm
of
just
just like
stating a fact, bro.
Yeah,
Stating
exactly.
facts.
And it's
I only
just like
speak
part of
one
their.
language, guys.
Mhm.
I don't speak English. I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak Japanese. I speak facts. That's the only difference here. Okay, so I apologize. What can I say? I'm
Yeah.
bullish. I'm bullish as fuck. I can't say anything else.
Facts. If you like that.
There you go. Oh yeah, no. Hey guys. So if you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask. You guys know what it is. We hang out here. We
Mhm.
talk this stuff out in real time. Only reason why Ukraine is being back so hard. Well, I told you what that
Mhm.
was for me. The Ukraine tie to it all. I saw
Mhm.
Ukraine. I saw the U.S. government pump money into Ukraine. Ukraine pumped money into FTX, and FTX pumped money
Mhm.
into Democratic Party runners. For the last election, and that's a tie to it. That can be a tie to it, and it has been a
Mhm.
tie. And we've seen that
Strings.
go around in circle, and that's in real time. And then who's making money off that though? Like I told you guys, Gary Gensler, who is also a graduate of the Wharton Business School, right in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
He's a graduate. Donald Trump's a graduate, but so is Mike Milken and all of the rest of the distressed credit investors, right? So I pay attention to where private equity has been waiting with stacks of cash to pounce on companies that are distressed. And how do you distress companies? Well, one, you allow them to flourish. You allow them
Mhm.
to just get too confident during a bull run where it's free to borrow money and they borrow money for like 10 years. They overextend
Mhm.
themselves forever. And all you have to do is commit capital for 10 years to one of these hedge funds. And guess what they're going to do with one of those funds? They're going to go in there and they're going to short the shit out of it. They're going to destroy it. They're going to let them get extended. Because when this happens right now, what you
Mhm.
see in front of you, I learned this from Mark Vadden. I used to
Mhm.
study what Mark Vadden's doing. I've been watching his one interview that I have or read up on his companies that he's running. And he said it. He said, do not spend money during one of these
Mhm.
cycles. These cash burn rates run you dry. And so I'm looking around, I'm seeing all the gymnastics that people are doing to stay afloat, right? You look
Mhm.
at Kohl's. Kohl's burned off $1.8 billion this year
Damn.
in cash.
I didn't even realize
Kohl's
that.
has on their board of directors ties to BlackRock, Blackstone. They have the other guy who's from
Mhm.
McCollum. Is it McCollum? Macellum. Macellum Group.
Mhm.
Macellum Group are the same individuals that recommended Bed Bath & Beyond's board of directors and take over and wrote that letter. So it's the same cats going into these companies and destroying them from within.
It's
And we all
crazy.
did that. It's all part of Connect the Dots. If you go look at that whole series, type in Connect the Dots, Tetron, when we're done.
Mhm.
Watch part 1 all the way to part 9, and
Mhm.
you'll catch up. I might even have part 10 already. I don't remember if I did part 10. Um,
Yeah, I've been trying to keep
part
up.
10 is
It's
going to be the
happened so
banks, bro.
fast.
I've got to do a whole thing about banking when I'm
Mhm.
done because this is going to be great. Yes, don't forget, guys, there are no super
Mhm.
chats allowed in this chat. If you super chat, you will be blocked for 300 seconds. We do not allow super chats. We just promote information, free information, and you guys get it all the time. It's everywhere.
Love to
and
see
we
it.
do the best we can. Okay? So don't go that route. But always thumbs up, like the channel,
Mhm,
do your thing. Appreciate you. Out of the 700, 800 people that are here right now, go
mhm.
over to Tetron's channel, give him a
Yeah.
subscribe, do the same thing. He's a good kid about GameStop, and why wouldn't he be, right? AMC bankrupt this week. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that they're going to go bankrupt this week. They still have cash on hand, enough to last another 2 quarters. They have some movies coming out. They're selling popcorn. They're enthused. They're excited, and no one's asking them for their money back right now. The bondholders waived all the covenants for this year, so I
Mhm,
anticipate next year it can go belly up. That's also just happens to be 2023 December when AMC CEO and chairman of the board, his vested shares mature, and he's able to cash out, I believe, almost like 2 million shares, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be a good time for him to retire and a good time for them to walk
mhm,
the other side of the rope. Another person here is going to say gonna run
mhm.
tomorrow, and he's naming some trash ass stocks. That's never going to happen. Marantz, what hedge fund do you work for? Show qualifications. Evergreens. I've been around for a lot longer than any YouTuber in America. It's just me, and I would tell you Matthew Kors, right? And no, I don't work for a hedge fund, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night, so it makes me infinitely smarter than the next guy. I do a lot more homework than everybody else. I do have a corporate job. I do have shares in other companies. I love GameStop. I love what they do. And that's it. I educate myself. Sure, I come from a background of finance, of stuff like that from time to time over the last 20 years, but I've been invested my whole life, right? In the market that you've been invested with. I've lost my ass. I've gained my money back. I've made it. I'm back on my feet. The hedge fund is my wife. My wife runs my finances to a point. And I'm not saying she controls the money, but she tells me what the hell I'm going to do with my life. So I love her for that. And I've been with her for 16 years. I'm not going anywhere. Silicon
Mhm.
Valley Bank got the runs. Jack the Ripper, thank you so much. I'm late, so SVB will not be trading tomorrow, right? It should go. It should be open tomorrow. The stock itself. But what I'm asking you is, who's buying it? Who's buying at $30 a share? Who's going to start owning this company and putting more
Mhm.
stress? Remember, they borrowed $800 million on two senior notes just a couple of months ago. I showed that. I showcased that on Connect the Dots. And
Mhm.
what that means is somebody owns the debt on these bonds. And when the
Mhm.
price of the stock comes crumbling down, you have no market cap. And I don't know what the covenants are on the bonds, but I can only imagine because
Mhm.
you guys got to remember this. Okay, we'll run this back. When you borrow money, the last decade you've been borrowing money, they're called Covey Light loans, Covey Light bonds. It means the
Mhm.
covenants are very light. Anytime you're borrowing money right now in a distressed credit cycle with interest rates as high as they are, they do what they call Covey heavy. Okay. So that means the risk is
Mhm.
on you, not the person issuing the bonds, right? So you have a Covey heavy loan, you better have cash on hand. You have to have
Mhm.
prerequisites for those bonds, and it's listed within it. I can go read them up again. I know a lot for certain other companies, but not this one. But thank you for asking about my qualifications. Like I said, I ate a burrito this morning. That was giving me my qualifications. Hey, if you guys
Give you
ever want to second guess my
superpowers.
knowledge on said stock or said information, you can ask me some questions and we'll spitball it for a while. Remember, I'm spitting off the top of the dome. No, no notes, no edits, no cuts. One take session. I do it every time, so you guys can feel free and see what we got here. Lunch is over. I'm gonna
Mhm.
run this back tonight. Peace, Paulo. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. If you guys don't remember the Holiday Inn commercials, that's what they used to say. They used to be like, "Man, you're flying the
Mhm.
plane?" He goes, "No, I'm not a pilot, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night," which makes him smarter because he got a good value and he paid less. That's what that means. Ally Financial Bank looks like they're next. I don't know about Ally Financial. I should look that up,
Mhm.
Toyota Beast. I appreciate that. Let me write that down. I'm going to start
Mhm.
looking into certain banks, but somebody like Ally, I have to go look at their finances. You
Mhm.
guys know that people were talking about Robinhood was going to be affected because they have their money in SVB as well, and they just happen to be the largest holder of
Mhm.
Dogecoins. Listen, if Robinhood's going to go down, well, shit. Let's just start shutting down all the little mom and pop brokerages in your phone. But
Yeah.
they're not. They don't even have as many customers as they used to. 740 people watching. Hit the like button, guys. Love the show. Marantz is killing it. Thank you, Robert
Yeah.
O'Leary. We're doing our best tonight. Marantz, can you tell me why you like GameStop and what they actually do? What's making them money? Well, just common business, Birdman. You know, whenever you have a free cash flow of $177 million positive in the quarter, like they did last quarter, it tells you that they actually make money based off of selling product, right? That it's not a hard business model to make. They are one of the only companies during this distressed credit cycle that has
Mhm.
had their SG&A go down while their profits have gone up per store. And while that how that happens is you become a better operator. You're more proficient. right? So they've put things into place, and what we call them are controls. They put controls into place to control how much spending is being done per store. Whether it be just
Hmm.
what we call shrink, but there's even hidden shrink in there, right? I'll give you a case of hidden shrink. I have a Scotch tape, and
Hmm.
I'm using tape to put up something when all I could really use is thumbtacks. Right? I can reuse the thumbtacks. I can't reuse the Scotch tape. So those are things like that. And I say those things because we're a penny business. If you're thinking about a penny business, if you're willing to step over pennies to get the dollars, you're going to be in business a long
Hmm.
time. So I look at GameStop and I've looked at the balance sheet. We've looked at every sector. They not only are they parking their cash in marketable securities, which
Hmm.
brings them a return on their money. It's not they don't just
Yeah.
have cash sitting there and not working for them. They really put money into the market and they know how to do it smart. They're the smartest people in the world, right? And when they do this stuff, I love the leadership. I apologize. When they do this, they're showing you that one, they don't have covenants tying them down to what they can do with their cash flow. The bond makers are not control of that company. The leadership is, and the leadership is not distressed credit investors. It's actual activist investors, right? So
Hmm.
if I'm involved with the company that has the good guys on it, then I'm gonna roll with the good guys, and they do make a profit. And you will see that quarter 4. I feel they can get to a net profit zero margin. And remember, if you want to see a dividend on this stock, you could eventually. But right now, in the
Hmm.
stress credit cycle, to even be talking about profits, to even be close to it, like we were $90 million away last quarter. Think about it, $90 million away last quarter. We had a $50 million bad deal
Hmm.
done with FTX. We actually spent $283 million in marketable securities. And additionally, we had to pay excess executives that left. We had to pay their severance package. That was millions of dollars that was taken out of there. Now hash off 8 to 9% for inflation. Now you're going to go ahead and annualize on that inflationary number. We're going to be okay. $90 million is not anything to blow to blow the wind at, but I'm going
Hmm.
to tell you right now, it's fixable. And now they're cutting off the fat, and now they're shrinking up their footprint,
Hmm.
and they're doing everything to become nimble, and that's called profitability, right? And it happens quick. It's been a year and a half. The board of directors have been on site, and now we're going to go a full 2 fiscal years come July, and you let me know what happens at the annual shareholders meeting. I'm gonna be stoked. I'm gonna be here in front of you. I'm gonna have the space
Facts.
helmet on. I'm gonna be chilling, be doing my thing. And here's why: because I'm invested. I'm invested forever. I'm sorry to cut you there, Tetron.
Nah, you're
I know
good.
you're excited about it too. But anybody who tells you that this damn company's not worth anything hasn't done the homework that we look at. And the homework we look at is not that it's just brick and mortar. You want brick and mortar. Go ask Amazon. Amazon tried to buy it and they couldn't buy it. They tried to
Hmm.
buy Whole Foods. They tried to build
That's
up
true.
grocery stores all across the country and they had to do a drawback on that because everybody wants that brick and mortar footprint. It's like tentacles, it's like a spider web all over the country. And if you ever want to ship product from point A to point B, you need a middle point. And I'll tell you why because things cost money. The heavier they are, the harder it is to ship. And if I want to ship a PS5, I better do it from the store to your front doorstep
Hmm.
rather than not because final delivery matters. In e-commerce, it does. And I'll tell you why. Because if you don't get your package, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. No, you're going to call GameStop. That's who you're going to call. And that's how it works,
True.
guys. So just no crazy pumping. Absolutely. You guys know what it is. Who's doing the bank runs? Queen Bee, it's going to be what you call mid cap and small cap companies. And all it takes is one. All it takes is one step for people to be cautious and be like, okay, I might lose money. She might be cheating on me. If you've ever been in a relationship and your girl don't let you read her phone, why are you even checking her phone? That means you don't trust her. Why are
It's
we checking the
facts.
balances of these banks? Why are we worried about what they're doing with their money? Oh, because you have to. You have to in this case because the money is power. And
Yep.
that's what it comes down to. Why are we going to risk our money, our payroll, our money to the vendors, everything we have? Why are we going to park it in a bank that we don't trust or that we have to look at and we have to be worried about what the board of directors are doing, that they're over leveraged? Why would I ever? I'll just go to Power 4 Bank and I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. XRP is trash. Good job. I just shipped my drawers. I have no idea what the hell that means.
What
Thank you
this?
so much. I have no idea, man. Reading the chat, and these kids are.
Yeah, dude, your chat's popping off. Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! I just got
Yo,
heartburn thinking about these guys.
yeah, I might have to get going though, Rance, dude. I really.
No, I apologize.
No, no, you're
No,
good. I literally don't want to cut you off because like you're just on fire right now. Like I'm blessed to be
it's
here and
late.
like
It's late where you're at. You probably got to
yeah,
work in the morning.
yeah.
I'm gonna be live in the morning. It's vacation for me right now. I'm gonna be live in the
Nice.
morning. I'm gonna do my thing, and I really appreciate everybody for hanging out with me. Let's keep talking about this.
Mhm.
Wow, futures might hit 2%. Why? I don't have that answer. I don't have the answer of why markets do what they do. What I can tell you is I read balance sheets. I read fundamentals. I can tell you what they eventually will do, the company themselves. Whatever the price is of a stock, whatever they want to think it's worth, that's on you. One person to another. All they do is agree on a price and they buy the share. That's all the market is. Goldman Sachs market savings account, okay to open up at this time. You're asking a financial question, YL. You trying to lock me up, bro? Is that what you're trying to do? That don't work for me. Hey, Tetron, you want to
All
say
right.
goodnight? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I was
for it.
gonna say just real quick, thank you again so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's always fun talking to you. Always fun learning from you, and you're the man. Keep doing what you do. I hope everyone out there has a great night.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, guys. That is Tetron Invest. He is on YouTube. He's been around for a while. Finally broke 1,000 subscribers, guys. Help him
Yes.
out. Get him some views. He's talking GameStop every chance he gets. He's a good kid, and I
Thank you.
love him like a little bro. Yeah, no
You're the
problem.
man, Marantz. You really
Yes,
are.
sir. Thank
My
you so
big
much.
bro. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. What time are you going live in the morning,
Mm.
Marantz? Robert, when I wake my healthy ass up, I got to take the son to school. You know, I still live life.